to GHK Radio episode 2, our official second episode, even though we've really done this 3 times, and before we hit the record button, we were already talking about how the numbering screws us up, so, you know.
Every time. Hello, hello!
Hello, hello.
Welcome back, listeners.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to GHK Radio. Da-da-da! And,
Actually, can we even call them listeners? We're like episode 2. Do we have an audio version up yet? They're viewers at this point.
I mean, that's true, but I mean, how many of them are actually listening to this? How many are actually watching this is what I meant to say.
I mean, they could just have it like in the background, right?
True. We know Cable doesn't listen to this, our editor. Our dear editor's not listening.
He doesn't listen to it, really?
He was editing it, and then he told us.
I did tell him to not listen to it, but that was in the thoughts of getting the speed up for the editing, because he was doing the audio editing for it, and I was like, just don't listen to it, because otherwise it's like 3 hours of audio. Just don't listen, just go through and fix it.
All right, well that's fair though.
He admitted to us
fair.
today. He still hasn't listened to the previous episode.
Oh, that's fine. I ain't even mad,
great.
bro. Big fan, Cable. Big fan.
Big fan.
Big fan. Thank you, Cable, for editing our podcast.
Thank you, Cable. Yay.
He won't even hear that, though, because he doesn't listen to the audio when he's editing it.
I'm sorry, my mic is garbage.
Kai has a dynamic range, which means he's great for streaming, and then Cable has to fix his audio when we're doing podcast.
Sorry.
Sorry. Well, anyways, Fwendos. So, with episode 2 means, well, like with any episode, new topics, new forms of conversation, and I think
it does.
I think we should let Kai go first today.
Yeah, Kai gets to start this time.
Yes.
Have I not gone first before?
No.
Nope.
Really?
Yep.
No. Because
feigning ignorance won't get you out of going first this time.
I see. Okay. Well then, being the super prepared podcaster that I am, I had a topic prepared since last week. And then changed it at the very last minute because I wasn't prepared for my prepared topic. I
asked my
co-hosts to prepare some exotic snacks that they've never tried before, thinking we would have a bit of a snack sampling.
Are you spoiling the next week's topic?
That's okay. Something for them to look forward to. It's fine.
I see. Okay. I wasn't sure on the convention yet. You know, I'm like halfway through opening my snack, and Kai goes, "Oh, we canceled that."
Yeah, sorry about that. I got the wrong snack. Might be. Anyways, for this week, what I thought. Let's have something a little lighthearted. Let's tell some stories, kind of topic. I wanted everyone to talk about some of the most useless purchases they've ever made. Any impulse buys that you immediately or soon after regretted.
Oh.
I want to hear some fun stories.
Oh.
I have to think about it. Why don't you share first, Kai? Give us some inspiration.
Yeah, Kai. Inspire.
I've made a lot of useless purchases.
Exactly.
One might argue all of my purchases.
Oh boy. Okay. So let me have a quick think. I've made a number of terrible purchases in the past. A bunch of impulse buys that very quickly I was like, I didn't have to do that. One of them that I can think of that happened quite recently, and by recently I do mean at least half a year ago.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the game series Kingdom Hearts?
Yes, indeedy.
Yes. When you walk away,
you don't hear me say,
please.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Cable.
I'm gonna get yelled at. Right.
And listeners, I'm so sorry. But anyways, little known game. Maybe you haven't heard of it. Kingdom Hearts. They came out with a number 3 actually. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
When they did, they actually came out with the full bundle of every game in the series and like some of like the smaller Game Boy games turned into like cutscene movies kind of thing. So you get like Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts blah 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 3, all of it, big bundle. I think it was like $150, give or take. I can't quite remember now. And I'm not. This was before I became a streamer, actually. So I guess it was like late last year. I'm not used to making big purchases without consulting someone. So I remember like talking to someone and trying to convince them why it would be such a good purchase, because it's like award-winning game series, and they literally could not care any like less. They're like, it's your money, your game, just do it. And I'm like, okay.
I love that you sought out the advice of a financial advisor friend. Like you were just like person who has no right and no say to my finances. Can I convince you why this would be good for me?
It's an anxiety for me spending money. It's like anything more than like, I would say even like $60. I'm always like, could I put the money somewhere else? Could I?
I actually do really understand that. Yeah,
exactly. I'm always like, hey, do you think this is a good idea? And they're like, I really don't care. And I'm like, all right, cool. This is why it's a good idea. Let me tell you, I love Kingdom Hearts, even though I only played number 2, like 8 years ago or whatever it was.
Sorry.
So I'm like, finally, I get to experience the whole franchise in one bundle on my PlayStation 4. So I dropped the $150. I sat in front of the TV for about 3 hours to wait for it to download everything.
Mm-hmm.
I, day one, sat through, I think, maybe a 7 to 8 hour session of it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, that was so good. I'm so happy with my life. I've got Kingdom Hearts, the entire trilogy. I know I'm only partway into game 1 now. This will entertain me forever. And then I went up to my bedroom, I got a Discord message from my friend, and they're like, hey, resub to Final Fantasy, we're playing Final Fantasy now. I'm like, all right, let's resub to Final Fantasy. I have not played Kingdom Hearts since that first day I bought it.
Oh no! I mean,
I bought it late 2019, I still haven't touched the game.
I mean, it's not a useless purchase, like, you still have it. I'm sure you'll eventually, like, maybe if both of your legs break and you can't, like, leave the house for a bit, and your internet gets turned off, then you can play Kingdom Hearts.
Sounds like a promise.
Yeah.
True. I mean, I'm really bad at picking up games again, but true. I mean,
just restart your game, because you're not going to remember what you did, so you'll have to restart the save file anyways.
Yeah, I mean, my backlog of games on Steam and my DS on my Vita, it does not bode well for me to keep playing Kingdom Hearts, and I'm so mad.
And you bought the whole collection.
I bought the whole collection, and I got to the Tarzan level of Kingdom Hearts 1.
I actually haven't. I only played the I've only on Kingdom Hearts. I've only played the one which is actually known as like being the absolute worst one, the card-based fighting system.
Kingdom Memories.
Yeah, that is the only Kingdom Hearts game I've played.
Bruh.
Fun fact: in the bundle, they didn't even give you that game. They just gave you all the cutscenes of that game as a movie.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Apparently, it was just so terrible.
Exactly.
They're like, no, let's not make people suffer through that again. But hey.
Okay, so maybe you'll say that wasn't a very useless purchase. I've got one more. I've got one more to share. I hope you guys have been thinking of yours.
I
definitely do. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I very much remember while I was still schooling, while I was in university, a big part of my university was just walking from campus to the grocers, to home, to wherever I need to go, etc., etc. A lot of it was just walking. I had a very exciting university life. Clearly, many friends, many parties. No, I was just walking most of my university life.
Sounds healthy.
It was like study, walk, school, study, walk, sleep, study, walk, sleep. So while walking, I like to listen to podcasts, actually. And I remember going on a walk one weekend, and I couldn't find my earbuds. So I was like, probably lost them, probably dropped them somewhere. That's terrible. So I had to walk all the way to campus to the student shop, and I was like, I'm going to buy another pair of earbuds. Absolutely miserable the whole way, because I couldn't listen to the latest episode of the GHK Radio, the award-winning podcast.
Time
I'm going to smack you, Kai.
Time traveling Kai.
So I went and I had to walk all the way to the campus. That was like a good 45-50 minute walk. Got to the student center, got earbuds, and I was like, yeah, okay, let's go for lunch. So I walked across campus again, went to the SLC, went to the cafeteria there, bought lunch, sat down. Very nice meal.
I feel like I know where this is going, and I am elated. Please continue. I just want to throw that out there. Please continue.
Oh my god, I can't believe you'd be elated at my suffering.
I think I almost know exactly how this is going. This setup is too good. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, I pulled the brand new set of earbuds out of my bag, popped them open out of the case, put them in, plugged them in, played. A minute later, they burnt out.
Oh,
And
no.
I was like, wow, this really sucks. So I went, took my ass all the way. Can I say ass on this podcast? I don't remember.
Too late. Too
Took
late.
my butt
Too
all
late.
the way
Too late.
It's
across
fine.
the campus again, back to the student center, bought a second pair of earbuds. The clerk was like, oh, it's you again. What happened? I'm like, you don't do refunds, do you? There's no warranty for the student center, is there? And they're like, no. I'm like, fine, give me another pair. And they're like, all right, cool.
But I'm sure if you had explained your situation, just been like, yo, use them for
Hold
literally
on,
a minute.
hold on.
And...
Before your interjection, I'm not done. Here's the finish.
Oh no.
Here's the hisatsu. Here's the finishing move.
I'm excited.
After lunch, I put my wallet in the wrong pocket that I usually keep it in my back right pocket. Put it in my jacket pocket. Went to get my wallet. Pulled out my lost earphones.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Oh, no,
I love it. I love
Kai.
everything about that. I love everything
Kai,
about
do you remember what the brand was of your headphones that burned out?
I'm trying to think. 1 second. Something
Was
doesn't
it-
sound right here. Something
Was
doesn't
it Skull
sound right.
Candy? Was it
No,
Skull Candy?
I realized. Well, 1 sec. I realized I told this story wrong because something doesn't sound right.
Oh.
The fact that I
Is it
said
your
I
headphones because they burnt out?
No, it wasn't that it wasn't that I found it when I pulled the wallet out. I pulled the wallet out. I bought the second pair of headphones. I put the wallet back in my correct pocket. That's when I found it. I was like, I know I had 2 pairs of useless headphones. It was the fact that I pulled the wallet out, bought the second pair, and as I was putting the wallet away, that was when I found the headphones. This was after the second purchase, not before the second purchase.
Oh no.
fantastic.
That's pretty beautiful.
I see now. I'll admit what I was expecting was that you went to lunch, bought your lunch, sat down, and then wanted to listen to your podcast. Try to find your first pair of headphones, like after your first purchase, and lost them. Is what I was expecting.
No. Here's the thing. So I made that second purchase. I had a second pair of headphones now that I no longer needed because I found my original lost pair. So I thought, well, I break headphones. I break earbuds maybe once a month anyways. So I'll just put this on standby, wait until this cheap dollar store earbud breaks, and then I've already got a standby. It's fine. It's fine. That pair lasted the rest of the year. And I was like, why? Why does this one pair of dollar store earbuds just not break?
They're magical.
It went for so long, I forgot where I put the replacement. So when it finally broke, I was looking for the replacement and I couldn't find it.
No.
I didn't find it again until I moved out of the dorms a year and a half later.
But hey, then it was like, ooh, free headphones.
Yeah, I guess. It's like finding the $20 in your winter jacket.
Exactly. You're like, oh man, I'm $20 richer when really, no, you weren't.
That's just your same $20 that you just got.
It's the same $20 you lost all those months ago.
When that happens, I'm just like, hey, thanks past me. Now I've got stuff for future me, and then I lose 20 again.
I have a bad history with earbuds. I recently found a pair in my washing machine. Don't worry about it. It's not fine, but it's fine.
It's not fine.
It's not fine.
It's not fine. It is not okay. It did not survive.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
But yeah, those are some of my most. Those are stories of some of my most useless purchases.
I love it.
I mean,
all right,
fabulous.
Ladies, if you'd like to take the floor.
If you want to talk about truly useless purchases, so there's a website that I go on, and I probably shouldn't. I should probably be careful when I'm on this website. That you can see people's ideas, and then you can pledge money towards it. So that way, when they get enough money, then they can make the thing, and you can get a thing.
Oh.
I'm talking about Kickstarter.
Yeah, punch finisher, indeed.
I haven't been burned too many times on Kickstarter. Like I just got my watermelon bag. I have an Ita bag that is shaped like a watermelon. And it's super duper adorable, and you can put like pins in it. That was backed through Kickstarter. I have 2 comic books that I backed through Kickstarter. Let's see, what else do I have? I have a waterproof remote Bluetooth controlled camera.
Yo.
That's really nice. That was backed on Kickstarter. I got one of the things that was kind of useless that I got was it was supposed to be this gamer's sleeve / arm stabilizer thing with like a wrist stabilizer. And I backed that because it looked pretty cool, and like the guy was like, "Oh yeah, I realized that like when you're gaming you don't have like proper arm support, so this will help you with your arm support, blah blah blah." And he had really nice proof of concept things, and I was like, okay, it looks like this is pretty solid. And he's got like a whole production group. I investigated them on LinkedIn because I've been burned before on Kickstarter. I'll talk about that in a moment briefly. But when I finally got the glove, because it actually shipped and everything, the quality of it was so bad.
Oh no!
You hate to see it.
It had these Teflon strips underneath it, so there wouldn't be any friction when you're moving your arm over your mouse pad and stuff. And they were like, literally just like school glued on. They weren't even straight.
God.
I was just like, wow, quality control doesn't exist for this glove. Cool.
Oof.
So that was one purchase that I made that was like, I was like, at least I got the item. That was the main thing. I was
that's something, I guess.
That's a pretty low bar.
The bare minimum you could ask for here.
That's a little low. That's a pretty low bar.
So one of the other ones that I backed, because I like doing photos. I like taking pictures of things. Photography's fun. There's, if you haven't heard of it before, there's a brand for cameras called Holga.
I don't think I've heard about it before.
Holga cameras have been around for a pretty long time. Holga.
Okay.
They're known for like a really unique style for when pictures are taken. There's like stuff called like a Holga filter that you can do now on digital editing based off of how the actual film cameras looked. And so this was from Holga cameras, and I was like, oh, okay. This is the actual brand, okay. And it was for a device that you could use to expose like Polaroid film using your phone.
Oh,
so that way, because normally when you have like a Polaroid camera, you take the picture, and if you messed up like the focus or whatever, you're out one of those little Polaroids, right? And they're pretty expensive. I think in Canada it's like, even on a good sale, the cheapest you can get really is like $2 per Polaroid.
Oh wow!
So if you mess
I'm
up
clueless
one
when
of
it comes
those,
to photography. I have no idea.
so one little 3.5 inch by 2 inch photo is $2, Kai. So a normal Polaroid, you don't really know if it's in focus or not because it's an old style camera. It's not a digital camera. So you take the picture and like, you're okay, good luck, let's see if you actually got a good picture or not. And so I didn't like the idea of possibly wasting my pictures, although that's kind of like the romance is when using like Polaroid cameras and stuff. It's like, oh, you get what you get. But I was like, no, I'm cheap, I want to get exactly what I want every time. So I wanted to be able to get this device, and it, like, they had proof of concept, they had different color variations, I backed it, and there's been absolutely no communication from them whatsoever.
Ooh.
It's been over a year.
Oh my
I'm
God.
never going to get the device.
Oh no.
I've reported every time I go on to Kickstarter to back something else that's now from like, either it has to be from somebody like I actually know now, or people I actually recognize now that'll actually back stuff. But every time I go on Kickstarter and I see that under my backed campaigns, I just go over and I report the campaign again because I'm like, it's been over a year.
No, you should.
Yeah.
And hopefully something comes from that, because that is ridiculous.
Yep.
That is no bueno.
Yep. And the very first Kickstarter I ever backed, which is over 4 years ago now. They made an update earlier in the year that they're still going through production for it.
Oh, good lord.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think I've only kickstarted like a couple games here and there now that I think about it.
I haven't kickstarted any games. Most of my stuff is like physical things. Like the one that I backed, the very first one I backed, the reason why I even backed it was it wasn't super expensive. It was like $25 for, you could get 3 sets, and it's tablespoon measurement that is origami folded.
Oh.
So like if you hold it at a certain point in the handle, and that determines what the size is at the top. So one spot where you hold it would be a tablespoon size folded up at the top. Another option that when you hold it, it'll be like half a tablespoon, whatever. And then you can fold it completely flat. So if you're like trying to measure honey or trying to measure peanut butter, you can make the entire thing flat after you've scooped it out and get all of the peanut butter off or all of the honey off super duper easy.
Wow.
Ooh, yeah, my mind is blown.
Yeah.
Right, as like a baker,
I'm
just
a
like,
little,
ooh,
I'm a
that
little
could be
like,
nice.
whoa.
Right? Well, like,
That
come
would
on,
be
you know,
so nice.
you know when you put oil into a measuring cup and it still has like a little bit of oil in it, and you're like, okay, that's
Yes.
not that much. And then you look back at the cup after you've already finished all your baking, and there's like a decent layer of oil left, and you're just like, I could have used that.
Exactly.
But it would have been like for that, and then I could have gotten 3 pairs of them. And I was like, oh, my cousin likes to do baking. I can give him those for Christmas because they're supposed to come in November, because I had backed it in like a March or something of the year. I was like, oh, plenty of time. Yeah, it's ongoing maybe 4 or 5 years now since I've backed that. And yeah, that's a waste of money.
Oh,
I stick to Kickstarters now that they actually have like a real product that they've actually produced.
Sad.
Yeah. Oh well.
I've
How
only
about you, Harune?
ever kickstarted one thing, and it was a game, and they didn't meet their Kickstarter goal.
Oh yeah,
And they had to cancel. But you know what? I don't even regret it. Like, I was like, you know what? This was promising. I liked the concept of the game. Like, I did my part. You know, if it didn't garner enough attention, they were like, you know what? Thank you all so much. Like, we're gonna keep working to make something that will garner enough attention, that will gain enough support. But we thank everyone and all that stuff. And I still remember the title of it too. It was called Forest of Lies.
Oh.
And it was supposed to be like, it was this really aesthetically pleasing game where I guess it's like you play as a character who goes into the woods, and I can't remember if it's like you go in with a group of your friends and you all get separated, and as you try to find the rest of your friends, you meet these different characters along the way, and you kind of have to like figure out if they're lying to you or not, or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it was like mystical but kind of creepy, but also like almost ethereal. I don't know. It was just, it gave me some very interesting vibes. And so I was like, I will back this. I don't even care.
That does sound like a Harune type of game. From all the things I've seen you play, that does very much sound right up your alley.
So I was a little disappointed, but just the fact that they still stayed so positive, and they're like, well, I think they actually refunded everybody, I believe.
Yeah,
nice.
Usually
That's
Kickstarter,
good.
if it doesn't actually hit the goal, or if Kickstarter cancels it, they'll refund everybody. Because they don't, they won't actually charge you until the campaign has met its goal and it's at the end of funding. So I have one that I've just backed that's just finished today, actually. That's for anime-themed earrings.
Ooh.
So I'll be getting Cardcaptor Sakura themed ones, and I think Howl's Moving Castle was the other one that I liked.
Yo, Lee Xiaoran's my boy though, Lee Xiaoran.
He's kind of cool.
And then, what was the other one? They have like 5 designs, and I get to choose 3 of them.
Oh, sick!
Because that's the one that the tier that I selected for what I was backing.
Gosh.
So, I have a custom Sailor Moon crescent wand necklace with Swarovski crystals and gold plated with titanium and stuff too. That was also a Kickstarter. But that one I was already a big fan of.
What the heck?
I was a big fan of the creator of the accessories. I have a whole bunch of her acrylic accessories, and so I was like, okay, I can trust her. She's actually going to make this stuff.
Do they have an online shop?
DM, all right.
Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do. I will link. It's Kuma Crafts.
Kuma Crafts.
Kuma Crafts. Kuma Crafts. Yeah, she does really cute work. I also have a pumpkin cat necklace. It's a witch pumpkin kitty, and then I also have ghost kitty earrings that are also from her shop. I really like her stuff. It's all super duper cute.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Yes, link me.
Thank you for reminding me of another useless purchase I made on Kickstarter.
Oh no. Oh no, sorry, it's a drag Kickstarter session now.
Yep.
Sorry, Kickstarter. We secretly
I
love
don't
you.
know. I don't know if my current set of like followers and viewers followed me from all the way back then. But when I first started streaming back in like way early, like March, April area, I was playing a little game called Love Esquire.
Yes, I
which
remember.
is actually a game that I kickstarted, or I helped. I helped the support on Kickstarter.
I didn't know that.
And
That's nice.
I think the general tier you could support them at was like $20 to $30, give or take. And I was so in love with the concept behind it that it was like kind of a, parody, satire, dating sim kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With like a very, what's the word for it? It's like, it makes fun of itself, whatever that word is. It's like
self-deprecating?
A little kind of like self-deprecating humor, kind of. Like, I just really loved the idea behind it. I immediately went to support it, and I bought like the almost $200 tier, so I could get like all the bonus items, get my name in the credits, etc.
Oh my goodness, you went the full 9 yards. You were like,
well,
sign me up for
like,
everything,
you go
right?
even higher. You could become an NPC, or you could design an NPC, or something like that.
Yeah, but
Oh,
what's
You
so
could go
much
in
for?
for, like, a developer luncheon and
Yeah.
give feedback during the development process. But no, I went with I bought like beta test access. I'm technically labeled as QA in the game. And everything.
That's awesome.
I played it for stream.
Yeah, I remember
Did you
watching.
archive it?
Never finished it.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, what the
Still
heck?
haven't finished it.
Yeah, why?
We just kind of stopped. People lost
Hi.
interest, and I just kind of forgot. I started something else. and
I
just
never
kinda
lost
left it
interest, you
behind.
dingus.
Wow, I
It's
can't
been
believe
so
this.
many months now. I'm gonna have to basically restart the game.
I apologize, game developers, if you're watching this podcast right now or listening to it. I apologize on behalf of Kai. He is very, very stinky, and right after this, he's gonna marathon your game until he finishes it.
Oh, trust me. If I were to list off every game I've like started and not finished, that would be the whole podcast.
See,
That would be
that's-
10 episodes right there.
That's my big fear. Like, I can't start a game without finishing it. Like, if I don't, I'm sad. Like, I just feel like I've betrayed the game, you know?
It's
I
really easy
think
for
I
me to
can-
do that. It's really easy for me to do that if my brother is playing the same game.
Mhm.
Because he'll
Oh,
inevitably
yeah.
get ahead of me in the game and then tell me what happens.
Oh, that's a killer.
And then I'm just like,
Well,
okay.
don't
my
need to play no
motivation
more.
is now gone, which is why I've never completed a Pokemon game.
Oof.
I think the number of games I've actually started and like played to finish
Mm-hmm.
in all my lives, in all the years,
in
of
all
my life.
3 of my lives.
In all my lives, yep, in all my lives, all the years of my life, the number of games I've actually played to completion. Not even like 100%, like get all the achievements completion. Just like see the ending credits after the story's over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I could probably count on my fingers.
I've
Hey, that's
probably
me
only
too.
actually like finished maybe like 3 or 4 games.
And the dumbest reason, you know the game The Last of Us,
Yes.
the zombie survivor with the
Yeah, Depression Simulator.
Yeah. I played that up until the last level, and then I put it down, thinking specifically I didn't want it to end, and I haven't finished the game.
Kai!
Oh,
I put the game down at the last level, and I haven't turned it on since.
Kai!
Oh, you just posted cringe.
Oh
that?
no, he just posted
Oh no, we got
cringe.
Harune quoting memes now.
New subscriber.
Oh no, I'm sorry,
If
I'm
there's any
terrible.
subscriber refugees who would like to come to my or Harune's channel, we welcome you with open arms.
We'll
Have you
take
been
care of
harmed
you.
by Kai's video game ending choices? Contact us now at 1-800-GHK Radio. We're here
Yeah.
to listen and help.
That's
just
right.
do it. All of them. They're the big internet famous Twitch partners anyways. Go follow them. I got nothing for you.
I mean,
That
if
was
you finish the
recent,
games,
listen.
Maybe you'd be up here too.
True.
I hate it
True.
Actually hate it here.
No molding.
No molding. Oh no,
Alright.
Kai's next model will be bald now.
Ah! All right, Harune, would you like to regale us of your purchasing misdeeds?
Yes, tell me about your purchases, ma'am.
So, to be transparent right from the get-go, I don't regret this purchase in the slightest.
Okay.
Nor did I find it useless.
Okay.
I can only see how it would be considered useless from an outside perspective. But it was an impulse buy.
10 pounds of cheese.
You stop that right now. I can't eat cheese.
Yeah,
I know.
You're bullying.
Maybe you
You're
just
bullying.
value it very much. You keep it on your bedside, but from an outside perspective, it's like, why? You're lactose intolerant.
They
But-
make lactose-free cheese.
Yeah, but that's gross.
No, it's not. It's like standard cheese.
I don't know. I had lactose.
All the all the Baby Bell cheeses, like the little ones that are with the wax coating, all of those are lactose-free.
What?
Wait,
really?
what? Really?
Yeah.
Wait, I eat Baby
I didn't
Bell.
know that.
Yeah, those ones. Like if you look on the label, it says lactose free, or if you're in Canada, it says sans lactose.
Sans.
I didn't know that.
I did
Yo,
not know
Baby
that
Bell's
either.
so much better than Laughing Cow, by the way. Laughing Cow's...
Well, yeah, it's laughing at you. It's mocking you as you eat it. It's like, haha, you're eating my cheese with your mouth.
With your mouth. Not with someone else's.
Oh, how I wish I had hands that move.
Can't catch these hands.
Can't catch these hands.
But
No, sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
You bought something that you didn't regret, but others might think is useless?
Yeah. So for my 18th birthday, I know, like, turning 18 is sort of a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of special.
Yeah. Although it's more about, like, entering adulthood, rather than so much like what you get as a gift.
Yeah.
Right? Like there aren't like all of a sudden like special gifts that you couldn't get before that you can get now, right?
Yeah.
So when my 18th birthday was coming up, Mama Rune and Papa Rune were like, Harune, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, I don't know. Like it's okay. Like just feed me. Like I don't even
Give me
care.
food.
What a mood!
Give me something fuzzy. I don't care. But I think around that time also I had gotten no, it was a little bit before then. Yes, because by then I already had a job. So I got my first debit card when I got my first job, which was I think when I was 16. So at that point I already had like, my first debit card for like 2 years, right? And I'm super duper careful about like how much I spend and all that stuff. So I really did not do impulse buys.
Okay.
To me, my debit card was like my savings card. Like all of the money that I was making, I was saving for like really important purchases or just putting it aside for a rainy day. But for my 18th birthday, the Hyrule Historia came out. And the guy doesn't say a word. But I was looking at what it would include, right? And mind you, up until this point, I had never played a single Legend of Zelda game. My one and only Legend of Zelda game that I've ever played has been Breath of the Wild, which I have played to completion, and that was my very first game that I played and completed on my own. Okay. So I was a big fan.
You just saw Hyrule and you're like, let's go.
And pretty much, like I was like, this book looks like an ancient tome. I was like reading the descriptions, and it was like, oh, it gives you the Hyrulean timeline, and I was like, sold. I need this now.
Oh my goodness.
And so I impulse bought it. Like once again, never really did impulse buys before then, but I was like, I have a mighty need. So I bought it off Amazon. And I've maybe only opened it a grand total of twice. But the first time I got it, I like read it through to completion. Like I was like from cover to cover. Just wanted to like inhale the timeline. I wanted to know everything about like when it splits. I guess there's like an argument that there might even be like 3 timelines really instead of 2. Wait, no, there are 3. Are there? Wait, no, I've forgotten. I've since forgotten. I'll have to look.
After this podcast
Yeah.
is done, Harune's gonna look up immediately.
That's right. I still got it.
Yep.
But yeah, that was my first big impulse buy, and like I remember kind of forgetting that I had bought it. Like I was really excited for it for a while, and then just like a lot of things sort of happened between then, and so when it arrived in the mail that day, I was like, oh my gosh, and I like opened it up, and I just remember telling myself like, Harune, this is the best birthday present you could have ever gotten. Like, well done.
You bought yourself the best gift ever.
Basically, like I don't remember ever having been so excited until I got Breath of the Wild, right? That day I bought myself the Switch, I bought myself Breath of the Wild, and that was like, you know, because that was around
new Harune was born.
That's right. And then that was my second, or that quickly became like my next like super hype, super amazing, really happy birthday gift to myself. So like once again, like just, you know, both things. Now the game makes more sense, but the book, I just like, I don't know. I feel like I could sense as from a third person perspective, just being like, you bought yourself a big book for a video game. Like,
I mean,
for your
birthday.
Speaking as someone that has multiple art books from World of Warcraft,
art books are just so
You
nice,
started
though.
your story. I just looked at my bookshelf, and I've got both character encyclopedias for Cancale. I've got 4 volumes of the servant compendium for Fate Grand Order. I've got so many art books that I bought unwrapped and didn't even open because they're like collector items.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't laugh at you for that. That's a beautiful story.
My brother. Oh my goodness, though. If we're talking about useless purchases, my brother, he's bought doubles of Nendoroids that he already owns before.
Oh.
Without intending to.
Oh.
Not intending to at all. And then one of the conventions we went to, he doesn't even like Fate. Like, I like Fate more than he does. He doesn't even like Fate.
Wow, and you don't like Fate.
No, I like 2 characters. That's liking Fate.
That's good. That's fine.
It's fine. Anyways, so we were at one of the conventions. I think we were in Vancouver, and one of the guests was the voice actress for Rin. It was a Japanese voice actress.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
And like, so my brother went and bought the Rin Nendoroid, even though he doesn't like Fate or anything.
That would make me so mad.
Because he was like, oh, we have VIP tickets. I can just skip the signing line and get this autographed. I don't really care at all, but here, now. So he has a never opened Rin Osaka Nendoroid, mint condition with the autograph of the voice actress.
And he doesn't even like it.
The box is sideways on his floor in his closet.
Oh my god.
And he doesn't even like Fate.
Kai is having a hemorrhage. He's just... can't.
I am so mad.
He's having a stroke.
You don't even understand.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You don't even understand. How could you just throw away a meeting with Kanoeda like that? Like, how could you do that? You don't understand the lengths I had to go to get my autograph from Saber's Japanese VA. Kawasumi,
that's a big thing, though.
Yeah.
That's big.
I got an autograph from Usopp's voice actor.
Usopp!
To give to a friend of mine.
Aww.
So I just went to the front of the line and I was just like,
yeah,
here you go.
But, I mean, that means something to someone. Like, your brother just completely threw away that meeting with Ueda-san.
No, he realized it was worthwhile enough that he went and spent the money on an overpriced Rin Nendoroid, because of course they up the prices because they know the voice actor's going to be there. And then he went and got it autographed. So, like, I mean, Kai, if you're like become friends with my brother, then he might gift it to you someday. Like, that's a possibility.
Time to slip into brother DMs.
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 And he also likes Kantai Collection. He has all the Nendoroids, so you two might be best friends.
Yes, I've got.
Although he's more into Azure Lane now, though.
Yeah, I've kind of like, it still holds a special place in my heart, but I don't actively follow Kantai Collection anymore.
He still enjoys all of his ship girls.
Yeah, boats, boat
waifus.
I spent money marrying 6 boats. Don't at me. This means nothing to Harune, I know it. This means absolutely nothing.
No, but that, with zero context, that sounds like a total waste of time and money.
I am the king of wasted purchases. Leave me alone. We've already established that this episode.
I visited one of the boats that has a Kantai Collection.
Me too. I went to the Iowa Museum. I went to the Battleship Iowa, which is now a war museum. You go on the actual ship.
Which one's the one that's in Philadelphia?
Not the Iowa, as far as I'm aware. Because mine was in California.
Where was it? Yeah, I know everybody loves Iowa. I was actually thinking about cosplaying her eventually.
I was such a nerd too. I remember like downloading the mobile version of the game on my phone to like pull up the Iowa character that I owned onto my phone screen and then asking like a tourist to take a picture of me and my phone showing this like, let's be honest, big titty anime character while standing on a battleship.
I think it's USS New Jersey.
Did New Jersey? I don't think has a ship in Kankale, but that's aside the point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty sure that's
I took a pic. It's probably Azure Lane. I took a picture of it and I was like, "Look, is this one of your ship girls?" And my brother was like, "Yes, it is." So.
Yes.
Oh goodness.
Yes.
So yeah,
I actually went on the Iowa. I went on the USS Iowa and touched her big cannon.
Okay, so Harune, what's your topic for today?
Okay. Well, you guys ready? So, this wouldn't be a chat with Harune if it didn't involve food to some extent.
Oh, okay. That was not where I thought this was going. All right.
We're gonna talk about cake, specifically one kind of cake.
Yes,
specifically one kind of cake. Well, before I drop that ball, what is your favorite cake flavors? 教えてください. Tell me.
I like citrus cheesecake. That's my favorite.
Hey, what? Citrus cheesecake?
Citrus cheesecake, yeah.
What?
Yeah, you can make a cheesecake with lemon juice and lime juice, and then do like lemon rind. If you did it in advance, you can do like the candied lemon peel on the top.
The very first cake I baked that didn't come out of a box was the lemon cheesecake. Yeah.
What the heck? I've never even.
Yeah.
I want a lemon cheesecake.
You can't eat cheesecake to begin with, so that's not really a problem you'll have.
I'll give you lactase. You can eat it. You can eat it. No, I make it from scratch usually, and then I do the water bath when you cook it, so that way the cheesecake doesn't crack down the middle and it stays really, really creamy.
Yeah. Okay, so you do the Japanese cheesecake. You do the cheesecake.
No. Standard cheesecakes require the bain-marie, the water bath.
Yeah,
Does
the water
it?
bath. Yes.
Okay, because the very first cake, that explains a lot about the very first cake I made that was not out of box. It was a lemon cheesecake, and it was incredibly flat.
That'll made it wrong.
Yeah.
Still tasted good.
Yeah, I mean, like most of the cheesecake's pretty hard to mess up the flavor, but as far as like texture goes, if you want the really, really silky texture and such, and you want it to be like very dense and moist throughout the cheesecake, while still being really creamy, then you need to do the water bath.
Now I know.
Yeah. So what about
the
you, Kai?
more you know. Yes, tell me. What's your favorite cake flavor?
My gut reaction's also cheesecake, but between like there's two styles of cheesecake. There's like New York cheesecake, which is the really thick and creamy one, and there's Japanese cheesecake, which is kind of more of a souffle they make with beaten eggs and all that in a meringue.
And love.
I like both of them, although I will say, personally speaking, I feel fresh out of the oven Japanese cheesecake is almost a little too airy, a little too light.
It tastes very eggy to me.
The flavors don't really set in. It almost tastes like I'm just eating foam with no flavor.
Oh no.
If I leave it in the fridge overnight, now this could be sacrilegious to some people. If I leave Japanese cheesecake in the fridge overnight, it kind of condenses a little bit. It doesn't become as airy, but it's still much, much airier than like a New York cheesecake. It's still like just a cold souffle. But the flavor actually comes out a bit more for me. So I prefer day-old Japanese cheesecake or any New York cheesecake.
なるほど、なるほど. Well, I am sorry to say that my cake topic does not involve cheesecake at all.
Is it pavlova?
Unfortunately not. But hopefully it's a flavor that I think over the years has only increased in popularity.
Okay.
We are talking about No, but that is true. It has gotten more popular. I am talking about red velvet cake.
Oh. The scares you into going to the doctor after you eat it cake.
Does it?
I mean, there's so much red food coloring in it.
I mean, that's true. That's true. And I've always sort of wondered, number one, why, like, so, first off, how much do you guys know about red velvet cake? Like, what is red velvet cake to you guys?
I have a very fond memory of red velvet cake.
That's wonderful.
Back in university again, the same university where I had the whole earphones mishap. I was actually sharing house with 4 friends. So there were 5 of us in the building, and one of them, the guy who lived in the basement with me, it was his birthday. So we got him a cake, and we asked him, oh, what's your favorite cake? And he said red velvet. So we're like, all right. Got him a nice red velvet cake. It was a lovely time. Cut it up. Everyone had a slice. And he's like, it's so good. It tastes just like chocolate. And my other roommate was like, well, yeah, that's just because it's red chocolate. And it blew his mind. He's like, what do you mean red velvet cake is just red chocolate? Yeah. And she's like, yeah, it's a chocolate cake with red food coloring. And me, not having any clue that that was the case, was just like, yeah, like, of course, that's what it is. Like, come on, man. Everyone knows that. But,
bruh.
Yeah, apparently red velvet's just chocolate cake with red dye.
Yep.
That's always what I thought, too. And I was like, well, what makes it so special that it gets its own name? Why are people putting red food coloring in it? Why does it get cream cheese frosting? Which I think would just go good on anything.
Because they use it's the pink chocolate.
The red makes it 3 times faster.
What are you talking about?
Oh no, cars. If it's a red car, it goes 3 times faster.
No, if it's a red Gundam, it goes 3 times faster. Please, DM.
What did I
haven't watched any Gundam.
What are you talking about?
What? Out of here. Sorry,
this isn't even English.
I'm a fangirl of Char and Aznable. That's all. That is like literally it. Give me Zaku's or give me that.
That's his Gundam. Char's red Zaku is 3 times faster. Why do you not know?
I just like Char because he's pretty and he takes off the mask and there's another mask. That's why I like him.
What?
I'm sorry, this whole episode is just references that Renee doesn't understand the podcast.
Yep. No, it's because it uses the natural cocoa powder with the chemical reaction, right?
Are we talking about why does it get cream cheese frosting, or
no? Why it's red? Because originally they didn't make it with food coloring. Modern day we use it with food coloring, but there was a chemical reaction with the cocoa powder that makes it turn into the red color. When it's with an acid, it turns red.
Yes, exactly. Sonotori. So, and we'll get to that. Well, I guess you've covered that. We've arrived at it. No, that's okay. That doesn't ruin anything. No, that's perfect. Okay. I asked you what you knew. So here we go. So, cakes have been around for centuries, but not as we know them today. First, it would be good to know that the earliest record of the English word cake dates back to the 13th century.
Wow.
Though they were what we'd consider as sweet bread. Right? So, like
muffins?
Even muffins are still kind of moist. I'm thinking like legit, like old style
like
crumbly.
Banana bread.
Yes, in its most rustic form. So like Really, like, well-baked. Like, maybe even borderline over-baked banana bread.
Like caveman banana bread is what I'm hearing.
Kinda, right? Because, I mean, nowadays, sometimes you can get banana bread or, like, zucchini bread where it's, like, super moist and, like, really flavorful.
What the butt is zucchini bread?
Oh,
it's exactly what it sounds like. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Bread comes in 2 flavors, banana and walnut. I don't like how quiet it got. I can feel their stares at me.
No, you can even
I don't like it here, chat. I don't like it anymore. They're gonna call me dumb again. I can feel it. I can feel it in my soul of souls. They're gonna... DM's looking at me quiet.
She's waiting for you to finish.
Yep. Zucchini cake is good too.
I have not had zucchini cake, but I'm going to assume it's similar to zucchini bread. The point is, though, that it doesn't taste like zucchini. It's just a vegetable that, like, keeps it moist. Don't panic. It's okay. Don't panic. I can hear you panicking on the inside. Don't do it. Relax. It's okay. It's all right. The world is fine. The world is in its natural state. It's okay. I'm gonna continue. Okay. You just let that you can just simmer.
Mold over there.
Yeah. There you go. So sweetbread, often with dried fruits and nuts in them. They were usually a more dry, rough, crumbly texture because of the flour and other ingredients. But over time, bakers began to experiment with different kinds of ingredient combinations to break down the flour and therefore make the cakes softer. So, I mean, that's why I think, like, super rustic, like, homemade bread, right? Where you, like, take a bread knife to it and you just see all the crumbs go, like, pew, 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 and they just, like, you know, fly all over the place. That's how I imagine cakes used to be. They were just sweet instead of savory.
Okay.
Or flavorless. So let's break down what exactly a red velvet cake is. So, during the Victorian era, the word velvet was used for cakes that had a softer, smoother texture, which was accomplished through the use of cocoa, which wasn't processed at the time, right? So it was cocoa in its rawest form. Like, nowadays we use, like, you know, Dutch processed cocoa powder, right? But this was, you know, cocoa in its in a more raw form. So what it did, like I mentioned, it broke down the flour and actually turned the cake texture from something that was, like, rough and crumbly to something that was, like, smooth and, you know, exactly what you would imagine, which was velvet. Around this time, Devil's Food Cake was also another cake that was sort of debuting as this softer, smoother style cake. So the red part of the name is apparently not entirely confirmed, although, yes, just like what Girl DM mentioned, it's, you know, commonly accepted as the chemical reaction between the unprocessed cocoa and an acid, which I've read as to be the buttermilk used in the recipe. But yeah. And, but it really started to look truly, truly red during World War II. When,
Was it blood?
Hey, no.
I was drinking
Bake their cakes with the blood of their enemies? No.
Blood cake!
That'd be such a dark story. Holy heck. Like,
I was like, wow, where's Harune?
What a turn. No, but it was when items like sugar and butter were rationed, bakers would actually use beets in their cakes.
Oh.
Not so much for the red color, but just to keep the cakes moist.
It's a little less malicious.
Very much very much less malicious, but but that was for cakes in general, not necessarily red velvet cakes specifically. Although you can nowadays find red velvet cake recipes that require beets, but it's more like for its moisture properties and not so much for its color. Although I'm sure that helped a ton. But the source of its namesake, right? Or not even so much its namesake, but like who gets the credit for creating and coining the term red velvet cake is also not entirely confirmed. Flipping the page here. The Adams Extract Company which I suppose like it released a red food color dye, and then included in its if I understand this correctly, if I remembered it correctly, its cake, like its boxed cake recipes, claim that they've really coined the term red velvet cake. Also, the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City also claims that it has like they've dipped their paws into the origin of they've created the original red velvet cake as we know it today. But it's not really confirmed. It's interesting because like all of this, like as I did my research for this cake, right? I was expecting to find like the first link was going to be like to a Wikipedia page, but it was actually to like it was all baking pages, like all like hang on, let me like read some of these website URLs.
I was about to say, DM, Harune must be the type that's really bad at homework, because I have Wikipedia pulled up and I'm reading along, and she's hitting beat for beat what's on the Wikipedia article.
Oh my gosh, no, none of this is from Wikipedia pages.
She copied and pasted her homework, teacher.
No, I didn't.
No, she did it completely legit. The way that you do it completely legit from Wikipedia is you go and you scroll down to the sources, then you go to the actual sources, find the information, and use the cited sources. And then you
Bruh, true though. True though.
Right.
True
but the
though.
whole time she's been like reading it out loud, I've just been like reading along on the Wikipedia article, and it's the same feeling as like
she
English
wrote
dub with
Wikipedia
English
page.
sub.
Kai,
Bruh, I
she wrote the Wikipedia page.
I'm the publisher. I am the alpha, the beta, and the omega.
Just to prove a point. Just to prove a point.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, but so yeah, no, just the names of these websites: cheesecake.com, sunflowerbakingcompany.com,
nice.
theculturetrip.com, and oddly enough, southernliving.com, where I guess it was
Southern Living has a lot of good recipes. Yeah.
Yeah, although I didn't know this, but apparently like red velvet cake is very much a southern thing.
Yes.
And
yes,
so
yes.
it's like very without any like background knowledge, it's just assumed that red velvet cake was like originated in the South. But that's just not true. Obviously, as we know it, it's if anything a northern thing.
We of the North claim red
People
velvet cake.
of the North.
Property.
People of the North. King of the
Winter
North
is coming.
Oh boy.
Red velvet cake is coming.
Red velvet is coming.
But yeah. So I mean, once again, I had always thought red velvet cake. Well, I was like, how pretentious to call it a velvet cake. First off,
How dare you?
Secondly,
velvet's a fabric. You can't eat velvet. What are you calling it cake for? What the heck?
But then secondly, like, because that's what I thought too. It was just a chocolate red cake, and I was like, why? How are people falling for this? It's like funfetti cake. It's just vanilla cake with sprinkles, and sprinkles are dumb. So.
Whoa.
Sprinkles are just plastic shrapnel in your cake.
I think Harune went to the kids
any...
section and got glitter and thought it was sprinkles instead.
Bruh.
Yeah. Any like Harune channel refugees, if you want like a Twitch channel to subscribe to, let me introduce you to twitch.tv/Nemurenai Kai. Just saying. We like sprinkles in this house. Yes,
Sprinkles are for the weak.
Wait, Harune, how do you feel about cola ball?
What is that?
Oh my goodness, she just Kai, you know what cola ball sprinkles are, right?
Is it the like little silver balls?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, those are so good, right?
But what's the why? Why would you eat silver balls? I don't get it.
Candy.
They look like little ball bearings.
And they're covered in titanium oxide.
Yay!
That sounds terrifying. Why would you consume that?
Because they look like little ball bearings.
Because it's shiny.
Have you never,
like ball
have you
bearings?
never had that like really chalky candy that looks like candy cigarettes, and you like pretend to smoke them?
Yeah.
It's the same feeling. You're like, haha,
yes.
I am a titan. I eat mighty ball bearings because my teeth are strong.
Yes.
Except my teeth are not, but you know. Let a child dream, Harune. Let a child dream.
SMH my head, you guys.
Kai actually ate real ball bearings. That's why his teeth are in disrepair. No, but the silver the cola ball candy, well, sprinkles are really, really tasty on like cookies and stuff. They're very satisfying.
Oh, I eat them by the spoonful.
Oh, you guys are scary.
Kai, I have a
Bruh.
question. Can you see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Listen, I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's the taste you can see, okay?
Uh-oh.
Have you ever done the thing where you take like 2 pieces of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and then like put little fillings in it and made a tiny crunch sandwich?
What are you talking
I've
about?
never been that desperate.
What are you talking
It's not desperate, it's boredom. As a
I
kid,
just read the back of the cereal box and all these
I would
ingredients.
take 2 pieces at a time. Like in breakfast, we'd have like a bowl of cereal, maybe like some egg and ham.
How'd you have that much time to kill in the
Wait,
morning?
your parents got you Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yeah, same. For some, okay,
What?
so Mama Rune was like, "I'll never buy you cereal because it's too sugary," and then the only cereal she ever bought me was Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
What?
Somehow
Yeah, it's
she
not
thought
sugar,
it
it's
was
cinnamon, bullhead.
We
You're fine.
didn't even get that. We have the regular Cheerios, not Honey Nut. The regular
dead.
Cheerios. I used to pour sugar into my cereal bowl
Same.
in order to sweeten up my regular Cheerios and grape nuts. But grape nuts are okay. I don't mind those. They rip up your mouth pretty bad, but they're pretty
grape
tasty.
nuts used to hurt my teeth so bad.
Yep. They hurt my face, but I was like, this is delicious. Crunch, gravel.
It really
In
is.
my
It really
household-
is eating dirt.
It
In
is,
my
but it's
household,
actually tasty.
it was only ever corn pops and frosted
corn pops.
flakes.
I
we
love
had-
frosted
But
flakes.
The
We
problem
sometimes
was
had
my
corn
mom
pops.
didn't like frosted flakes, and she only tolerates corn pops because her doctor
Oh,
said she needed more calcium, so that's her reason to drink milk. She's
got
like,
it.
I don't like drinking milk. I'll only finish what's in the bowl when I have cereal. I
Bruh.
don't like
Got it.
corn pops, but I'll tolerate it. So
Got it.
eventually we stopped getting corn flakes and just corn pops. And like Cinnamon Toast Crunch was like a rare treat in my house.
Okay.
So I hate corn pops with a passion.
Our
am
special
so sick of it.
our special cereal was, if it was your birthday, you got a whole box of Captain Crunch peanut butter.
I
Crunch.
was just about
That
to
was
say
your birthday. That was your birthday cereal.
a special cereal in my house was either Lucky Charms or Captain Crunch.
Yeah. Captain
Yeah,
Crunch peanut butter
yeah.
crunch. Like it was super exciting because like it would get like the week before my birthday, and like mom and dad would go shopping, and I'd spy the box in the grocery bag, and I wouldn't say anything because like I would be worried if I said something that maybe they wouldn't actually give me my box of cereal.
Oh no!
But I was just like, I would see the red box and I'd be like, it's Captain Crunch. That's for me. And then my brother would always like really want a bowl of cereal, even though his birthday is like 2 months before mine, and he'd always like bribe me with stuff and be like, okay, I'll give you $5 if you give me 1 bowl of peanut butter crunch. I'm like,
Oh my
okay.
What a childhood you
Worth.
lived. Oh my
Worth.
God. No, but after like all of grade school and all of high school of just corn pops, I was so sick of it.
I did that
very
with
much-
oatmeal.
I very much remember when I went into university, I
Mm.
bought 4 boxes of oatmeal crisp, which is the best cereal. And I would
What?
just have
That sounds
maple-
like old man cereal.
Oh,
No, it's
Grandpa
so
Kai
good.
cereal.
Maple nut. Yo, maple
Oh, no,
nut
do you hear
oatmeal
this?
crisp is
That
so
sounds
good.
like a retiree.
My grandpa loved maple syrup. Continue, Grandpa.
Grandpoo Kai.
GG. Kai GG.
Gigi.
Kai GG.
Gigi. おい。
Kai GG.
おい、おじいちゃん。おじいちゃん、返信してくれよ。返事してくれよ。
This
This is great for our eventual audio listeners only. They don't see what I'm doing.
Wow, Kai. I can't believe you would do a visual gag for a podcast.
Yeah, how
That reminds me
how
of
very
one of the
lame
most,
of you.
You know when radio shows were a thing? You
Yeah.
know what the #1 most popular radio show was for a long time?
Wasn't it like War of the Worlds or whatever?
Nope, it was the ventriloquism act.
Oh my god.
I looked it up, it's true. It was one of the most popular radio shows,
Oh
was a
my
ventriloquist
goodness.
act. The War of the Worlds, when it was happening, was really cool because it was like the first type of like guerrilla media sort of thing, because the guy reading it read it off like it was an actual news report.
Right,
Yeah,
freaked
yeah,
a ton
that's
of
what
people out.
Yeah, but
That's what I knew about it.
as far as like standard radio shows went that people would tune into, it was a ventriloquist act.
That is hilarious.
Ah, goodness.
That is
so
amazing.
I'm not too worried about Kai doing visual gags. So yeah, Grandpa Kai, continue talking about your cereal.
Actually, you know what? I can't even rat on Kai too much for his grandpa cereal because I eat a very, very old person cereal in the winter.
Oh yeah, which one?
I ain't even ashamed.
Which one?
Come at me. It's called Malto Meal.
Oh no! Malto Meal's pretty good.
Why do you have a winter exclusive cereal? Like
because
you
it's warm. You eat it hot.
It's a hot cereal.
Isn't that oatmeal?
No. Malto Meal.
Malto Meal.
Look it up.
It's actually similar. There's actually Harune. There's a German dish that's called Grießbrei. That's used. You use Malto Meal as the base for it, and you make it with. We make it with soy milk because I'm lactose intolerant, and then you usually crack an egg into it, and you sprinkle cinnamon sugar on top, and then you spread it onto a plate, kind of like a big flat pancake, and then you sprinkle cinnamon sugar over the top, and then you go around the edges of it with applesauce.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good! I just make mine really basically with like a pinch of salt, a decent amount of sugar, and some raisins.
Yeah,
and then I'll use it with oat milk or soy milk, and that's my winter breakfast. But it's so good, and I've had it ever since I was a kid. Sometimes, like on cold winter mornings, I'd like dip toast in it, so I'd have toasted Malto Meal, and it was so good, and I love it so much. But like the box is so clearly like aged, like they clearly haven't like updated their logo or like their box design in like centuries.
Yeah, we usually use cream of wheat for ours, but you can use Malto Meal as well for it. But if you want to do like the more like German style one for Grießbrei, then it's using cream of wheat.
My grandma used to eat
so good. We make it for dinner sometimes if it's just me and Omdium. We'll be like, "What's for dinner? It's cold outside. Grießbrei." Yay! And then my mom makes applesauce from scratch and cans it. So we'll usually open up one of our cans, and it's usually like spiced fresh applesauce and
Mom DM sounds dope.
Yeah, she just made an apple pie yesterday actually.
Give me apple pie.
And a whole bunch of she canned a whole bunch of apple butter and apple slices and made plum jam on the weekend.
Oh, it sounds so good. Holy heck.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kai. We
This is how it always goes, viewers. This is how it always goes. They go off on their separate little world with their female bonding over Malto Meal or whatever. I know where I stand with maple nut oatmeal crisp.
Excuse me.
I will stand. This is the hill I choose to die on.
Excuse me.
Harune, Grandpa's gone on a tangent
oatmeal
again.
Crisp is so
Grandpa
good.
forgot where he is again. Grandpa,
doesn't
listen.
know what's going on. Grandpa, please.
Grandpa, listen.
We're hosting a podcast, Grandpa.
Listen, okay. When we eventually do, it's gonna happen. When we eventually do the offline GHK episode, I'm bringing you both oatmeal crisp.
That's fine.
My
Do it.
souvenir to the two of you.
Do it.
A box of cereal each.
I ain't even mad. Bring it on, bro.
Forget
bring you a Girl
every
DM
other
shirt.
present I was gonna bring. Forget every souvenir.
I'll give you a Girl DM shirt.
I had all this other stuff planned.
It'll be a crop top.
Yo, we're gonna go out for sushi. We're gonna go out for dim sum. All those like 16 different things I promised Harune I'd feed her.
Yep,
no, all of that's
gonna
out
go
the
out
window
in a Girl DM crop top. It's gonna be pretty great.
Oh my god.
Offline meeting, Girl DM crop top, Kai. Let's go.
Harune, I'm breaking every promise we've ever made. You get 16 bowls of cereal instead.
But
you're getting oatmeal crisp till you like it.
I never said I wouldn't like it. What about my okonomiyaki? What about my takoyaki? What about my sushi?
I'll make it. I can make all of those.
This is how it always goes, chat. This is how it always goes.
Yeah, I have a takoyaki.
They always turn against me. This is how it always goes.
I have a takoyaki fan, and I make okonomiyaki pretty regularly. And I have a taiyaki fan too, so I can make Nutella stuffed taiyaki, and I can make the custard from scratch too.
And boba.
Too bad Kai won't be able to. Yeah, and bubble tea. I can make that from scratch too. It's too bad Kai won't be able to participate because he's just gonna give us cereal.
He's just gonna give us oatmeal crisp. That's what happens when you break your promises, Kai. You're left out of the fun.
But you'll look great in that crop top. I can't see what Kai's doing.
He's winking. He's really thrilled, honestly.
He's happy. He's happy. Okay. Yay! Oh my god, it's a happy end. ハッピーエンドだよ。
ハッピーエンド。ハッピーエンドだった。
ハッピーエンドだった。
Yay!
So, DM,
Yeah.
did you bring a topic or something? Let's move
yeah,
on
yeah.
from this exclude Kai from the fun times topic.
You broke all your
Oh
promises.
no, sorry, wait. Did we finish the talk about red velvet cake?
Yeah. I mean, I had written down like the
That's-
ingredients for original red velvet cake, which I thought were interesting. It just included buttermilk, which we knew.
Right,
White
we kinda got
vinegar.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's to help the chemical reaction and the velvet texture.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, cocoa. But that's
Of
really
course.
it. So it's interesting that like people who love red velvet cake more than chocolate cake really just like the subtle hint of cocoa, and not
Yeah.
really like the sweet, dense like chocolatiness of chocolate. But that's it. That's it.
I
Girl,
see, I
your
see.
turn.
Like-
Yeah, my turn. Okay.
Wait,
Um,
but what is Harune's favorite cake? Was it red velvet? Is that why she picked red velvet?
Red velvet is not my favorite.
Right, because I've never heard you mention it before today, but I was like,
True.
oh, I feel like you'd talk about it before at some point.
It's because I have a couple of friends who like red velvet, and I never really understood why. It's because I really like chocolate. I really like chocolate.
I love chocolate candy bars, but I actually like really dislike chocolate cake and chocolate
Yo.
ice cream. Neither of them taste chocolatey to me.
Oh.
It's like fake. It tastes fake. So
What?
that means Harune, if I get chocolate cake and ice cream, it goes to you. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! More for you.
Yay!
You're welcome.
Why
Yeah,
am
it
I
just-
even
it-
here, viewers? Why am
it
I
just-
even here at this
It
point?
just tastes
Like,
weird to
for
me.
real?
Well,
Hi,
that's like
Kai.
me with like cherry, strawberry, or watermelon flavored things. Like I love the
Okay.
fruits, but I cannot stand anything that says
flavored.
like it just tastes too fake. Especially watermelon. Watermelon is so
Yeah,
fake
watermelon.
to me. I
Watermelon
can't do it.
flavoring doesn't taste good. Except
It
for
is
I
the
did
worst.
have. I had a watermelon liqueur that I liquor. No, not liquor.
Hey.
Liqueur is the sweet stuff. Liquor is if it's alcohol. I had. What was it? 98 proof? Yeah, 98 proof watermelon liquor that like legit tasted like a bite of fresh watermelon.
Oh my gosh.
was
Maybe it was
really good.
maybe it was all the liquor that convinced you.
Maybe. I took a sip of it. I was like, whoa, this is strong, but also tastes exactly like watermelon. This is great.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah?
I'm the opposite in that regard.
You like strawberry,
You like
cherry,
the
and watermelon
flavored
flavored
stuff, but you don't like the fruit.
I know you don't
I
like
do.
watermelon.
I can tolerate artificial watermelon flavored things.
Bro.
I'm not a fan of real watermelon.
Yeah, you don't like any melons.
I don't like any melons.
That's really depressing. What about
do
Melona bars? You ever
prefer-
had Melona bars?
Yeah, what about those?
Yeah, I've had Melona.
You
like
like
I said,
them?
artificial melon is fine.
But that doesn't.
Yeah,
that's
no,
pretty.
that's not artificial. That's like fresh.
Yeah, that's like pretty
Right, no,
genuine.
but I mean like melon flavored things. Melon soda, melon candy, melon ice cream, I'm fine.
But
actual
listen, no,
fruit.
those are super artificial though. Like the Melona bar is like pretty much almost exact texture and flavor of a honeydew.
Yeah.
Texture, I disagree with you.
No.
Have you?
I mean,
when's
like,
the last
have
time you
ever-
tried a honeydew?
I mean, every
He's
time I...
scared of them. It's like a cow with a cucumber.
No, I mean, what?
Cats don't like
No,
cucumbers.
every time my family brings home, like, melon, they'll,
Hmm.
like, chop it up and everyone will have, like, a lot. And they'll be like, have one piece. And I'm like, no! And they'll, like, have one piece. And I'm like, no! But then I'll eventually, like, I'll have a bite anyways. And then, like, remember why I don't like it, so...
Have you considered that maybe your parents aren't very good at picking out ripe melons?
I mean,
Tree.
they enjoy it.
I mean, like I've got family members that like eating the rind of the watermelon more than they like the actual watermelon.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
What the
Yep.
heck?
Yep. They'll leave the
Bruh.
red part of it, and they'll just eat like the white part of the melon. I'm just like,
They need
are
well,
you
help.
okay?
They
Are
need
you
help.
okay?
Yo, I think
So-
it's time to find a new family.
No,
We'll
no,
adopt
family
you,
members,
girl.
not immediate family, not immediate family, extended family.
Still.
How's the
I-
warranty on that?
I have like 50 cousins, so
Oh, good
Some of
lord.
Yeah,
some of them are bound to be a little bit interesting food choice wise, right?
Oh my
Right.
gosh. Okay. But girl, I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. What's your topic?
Yes, my topic. My topic is, speaking of like offline meetings and stuff, have you guys ever met one of your online friends offline?
Yes,
No.
Oh,
several.
None.
me too. Me too. I've met a lot of them. Do you have any specific reasons as to why, or how?
No, just never really had the time to. Since debut. I mean, you know what? I I missed the chance to meet Free Dimension and Bugatti Beefcake.
Freebird!
Aw.
Freebird! Yeah, I missed the chance to meet them both.
And Bugatti Beefcake is Cable's son.
That's right, he's Cable's son!
Cable's son.
Alex. Cutie Alex. Yep.
That's right, who does the Pew Pew Shooty games.
Yeah.
He does keep shooting games a lot, doesn't he?
And
He do.
lately, Genshin Impact, like on the daily, but...
Wow.
Yep,
Wow.
yep.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought?
But yeah, no, but that was like short, in my defense, for a couple of reasons, I didn't get a chance to meet them. Firstly, Free and I were like on opposite schedules, so like he was in Germany when, or he would have left Germany by the time I stopped in, and I was only in Berlin for like a 2-hour layover on my way to Austria.
It's a little bit difficult, yeah.
And also because like I was with family. Or
that makes it a little difficult, yeah.
And then wait, no, family or friend? No, it was a friend. I'm sorry. I had family come visit, but I went with a friend. And they knew nothing about like what I did, so I was like, that would be really awkward if I went, hey, let me go meet some friends that I've only know online. They'd be like, that's kind of weird.
Fine.
And also because I didn't know them all that well. It was shortly after I debuted, and I was like, as cool as it would be, like,
a little spoopy.
Right, like I was like, I still, I don't know you guys like well enough. Like I don't really know like the protocol, like what, you know what I mean? Like I just didn't feel, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and I was like, you know what, it's all of that sort of just like ended up being sort of happening at the same time, and I was like, you know what, it just makes sense if I like wait. One day I'll meet them. But yeah, that was as close as I ever got. I mean, of course I meet up with Ouya very frequently, but I knew him before Harune, so I don't think he counts.
So that wouldn't really count as
that doesn't.
like
Yeah,
online
that's not
stuff.
so much online.
Yeah.
That's more timeline stuff. How about you, Kai?
I can think of at least 4 instances. No, I can say 5 now. I can think of 5 instances that I can think of.
Okay.
The one that I've got like the least to say about is I went to an offline Final Fantasy XIV meeting.
Okay.
With a few of my raid team members, because we found each other online in the game. We made a raid team. We were raiding hard content, and then it turns out that one of our healers was actually local, and she introduced me to like the offline gathering that we had. So we all went there, and they had like a bunch of themed events and stuff, and it was really fun. And then the raid team broke up, and I haven't seen her since.
Oh no.
But that was like the most recent one. Back in the day before I was a VTuber, this was like talking late grade school to early high school. I still drew a lot then, but I drew for other fandoms. I drew for like Kentai Collection, I drew for Fate Grand Order, etc., etc. I was on the Tumblr scene a lot. Like I posted a lot of my art on Tumblr. And I made a lot of artist friends through that. So actually, about 2 years ago, I met one of them for the first time, even though I knew them online for almost 8 years.
Oh wow.
So I've known them for 8 years. We send each other birthday cards, Christmas cards, etc., etc. And they actually live, in DM's general area, and I've got family there. So when I went to visit my family there, this was before I knew you, DM, before you complain. I went to visit that general area, and I met my friend there, and she took me out around town for a day and showed me around, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Aw, that's so
There
nice.
was another friend. Oh, okay, the one in your general area, her name was Udon.
Udon?
There's another yeah, Udon is her name.
Like the noodle?
Like the noodle. Yeah, Udon.
I love it.
She was a Tumblr artist. The other one, Sky Regalius, is actually a Twitch streamer now, and she's kind of been exposed to VTubers, and she's considering making a model, but she hasn't quite gotten that far yet.
Okay.
I met Udon and Sky at around the same time, so all 3 of us are friends.
Nice.
There was another artist that I actually followed. I wasn't friends with them to begin with, but I followed them on Twitter. She's gone through many name changes, though, so I'm not actually too sure what her latest online name is.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that she was tabling at a local convention, so I went to pay a visit. I went to buy some merch, and we got to talking, and we became friends through that means. So every year when I go to that convention, I would pay her table a visit. And then 2 years ago, I went to Japan. But I went as a solo trip. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell my friends. Only my family knew. I went to Japan, and I went to Comic-Con, Fuyukami.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. It was so much bigger than the local con, but I was going down all the aisles. And I went to one table, and it looked really familiar. And I was like, where have I seen this art before? I look up, and it's her.
That's amazing.
Like, she didn't tell me she was going, I didn't tell her I was going, and we happened to bump into each other in Japan.
Oh,
That's pretty awesome.
That's romantic.
Yeah. Well, no, here's the thing. She's married. She's married.
Oh, okay, so this is that kind of romance. Okay.
And I'm actually friends with her husband, too. No, I'm friends with her husband.
Okay. So that could go in two directions for the romance series.
No,
Oh, no. Being the absolute great friends that we are, we went for a nice sushi dinner after she like closed shop for the day. Like, I was like, I'll go walk around a bit more, and she's like, cool. I'm gonna finish tabling. We closed shop, and then we went for a nice sushi dinner. She picked like a really expensive place, and then we like took a bunch of pictures together, and we both sent it to husband at the same time, and was like, "Congratulations on our elopement."
Oh no.
No, but he understood the joke.
Yeah.
That's the way we are. That's the way we are.
I'm okay. So just narrowing down which kind of romance this is. Still.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
And the last one I can talk about. I'm sorry, I'm taking up so much time. I've met quite a few people offline.
Mm-hmm.
The last one is a little special because I've actually known her for more than 15 years.
Really?
I was in like 7th grade when I met her. Like, I was playing one of those MMOs, like online games.
Yeah.
I was just wandering around town, and I remember walking by a dungeon, and there was just a dead body outside the dungeon.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And I had like extra healing items. I was like, all right, here you go. I guess I'll heal you up. That's fine. We got chatting. We became friends. Turns out, this young elf boy was also local, and I was like, dang, that's awesome. Are you going to this convention? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to this convention. We're like, all right, we gotta meet up. We meet up, and the little elf boy turned out to be a girl.
Aww.
Another romance.
And so we've known each other for 15 years. She's not very well versed in VTubers. She understands the concept, doesn't know too much about VTubers.
Oh, is she the person reacting?
That is exactly correct. This Wednesday at twitch.tv/Nemurenai Kai, I call her Ze, which is Chinese for older sister, because she's a little older than me. Teacup Ze is going to be joining me for a Let's React to English VTubers stream.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be so fun.
Nice.
Exactly. I'll be showing her everyone's model. People have submitted clips, and I'll be introducing her to the world of English VTubers.
Yes.
Fingers crossed it's not an absolute dumpster fire, which I'm sure it will be.
It'll be hilarious. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I've seen your submission DM. I know you already submitted. That's a good clip. Really good clip.
It's one of my favorite ones.
Who was it that submitted an even better one? Was it Zero or was it Dab?
I don't know. Oh.
Someone submitted a second girl DM clip. It was really good.
Wait, what? Oh no, Dib. It was Dib.
It was Dib. Yeah, I knew it was Dib. Harune, we're still waiting for your submission.
I'm sorry, I'm going to send it after this, okay? I'm going to send it after this.
all my friendos.
Yeah. So, I'm a friend.
So
sick.
I'm pretty well versed with. So Mom DM and Dad DM are like really techie. Like if people have heard me talk about them before, like I used to play World of Warcraft with my parents.
Oh.
Like my mom would work the auction house in WoW, and so anytime I needed gold in the game, because I got a scholarship through university, so anytime I needed gold in game, I was like, you didn't have to pay for my school, so you can pay me in WoW.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's powerful.
but yeah, I started playing my first MMO when I was 7 years old, but my parents had been like playing for a long time before then. Like they used to play D&D together when they were dating and stuff, so they're very familiar with like the whole realm of things. And there was a game that they used to play that was an MMO that's called Asheron's Call. And they were in a pretty big guild called the Silver Citadel, and they actually did a big meetup with all of their guildmates. So I was like, even little baby DM was like quite familiar with the idea of meeting up with online friends, and like the fact that they're actually like real people and such. Like they had one of their friends, I think he lived in like, oh, where did he live? It might have been like Greenland or something, like super out of the way, that actually came and did like a US trip and visited with the family, stayed with the family and stuff. And so I was like very familiar with that, and kind of similar to with Kai, when I was really young, like 7th grade, I made a webcomic. And I had it on a free website hosting thing, and you could like, you know, they used to have like buttons and stuff. You could see like the top webcomics, blah, blah, blah. And so there were a couple of people that like were in similar ranks to me, and I would like click on their links and read their webcomics and comment. And of course, like when you start doing that, you wind up becoming friends. Well, one of the people, I started following her on DeviantArt. And I was looking at her posts, and I realized that she lived in the same area as me.
Hey!
Like it was more like an hour drive away, but she was still nearby. And so I actually wound up messaging her, and we had been friends for like a year and a half or so online. And I was like, "Hey, I live here. I think we live close to each other." And she was like, "Yeah, we do. We live really close. Let's meet up. Let's go. Let's take a trip over to the beach." And so I actually like met up with her.
You feel the love tonight.
No.
Look, if you're gonna make fun of me, I get to make fun of you. That's how this works.
No. She didn't know them for 15 years.
Yeah, that guy was the one that I met in Japan, because I had the second friend that I also met in 7th grade. And so we had been pen pals for a really long time, and his family is Japanese. And he lived on the East Coast, and I was on the West Coast. And so we would, like, talk about our webcomics together and draw each other fan art for our comics and stuff. And, like, talk about, like, where the story was going to go for each of our comics and, like, general life stuff. And then when I was in high school, because he was, like, a couple of years older than me. When I was in high school, not too many more, like, maybe 2 or 3 years older. But when I was, like, near the end of high school, he was, like, sent me a message, and he was like, "I'm moving to Japan."
Oh.
I was like... Oh, and he's like, yeah, my whole family is moving back to Japan because his parents were Japanese. Oof. And so I was like, oh, okay. I guess there'll be a time difference then when we're chatting with each other now. Cool. So we would still message back and forth about comics and stuff, and like he would put together stuff to go to Comiket and stuff, and like drew up art books and things to sell while he was there. And then when I was in university, I had study abroad as an opportunity, and I was studying abroad in Tokyo. And so, of course, like I messaged him, and I was like, "Hey, let's meet up." And so the first time I met him in person was at the Gundam Cafe in Akiba.
Nice.
Yeah, so we went and had food together, and we're just like, "Oh, hi," like very awkward.
Oh, that's so
but
fun.
I'm still friends with him. I saw after I graduated, and I moved back to Japan after I graduated, I got to hang out with him again and met his lovely wife, and they're still together, and they're very nice together.
Very nice.
Yay.
And then I had another friend that I also met kind of around that time. I was a moderator on an art website, and she was a fellow moderator, and we both really, really liked Digimon. And so we bonded over that. There was like the Christmas art exchanges. And we both like drew each other Digimon stuff, and she drew me fan art, and I drew her fan art, because that kind of happens in the artist circles a lot, like drawing
very
for
much
each
so.
other.
Yes, I can relate to this very well.
Like, I appreciate this person. Let me draw them fan art.
Exactly. Yep.
And so I had been friends with her for a really, really long time, and we kept on just like missed opportunities on when we could meet, because she lives in Quebec, and we would always have like just barely missed chances. And then I think it was a couple, like maybe 2 years ago, she messages me like midway through the week and goes, "Hey, I'm gonna be in Vancouver for work. I'm gonna be there from Thursday till Monday." And I was like, I'm buying a bus ticket. I'm buying a bus ticket. So I bought an overnight bus ticket. It was like less than a 1-day trip. Even I drove in. I took the bus on a Friday, got on the bus, and then my ticket back was for the ticket was from Saturday morning. I had to get up super duper early to get on the bus to go to Vancouver, and then I had a ticket for like in the evening, so it wasn't even the full day really. No,
oh wow!
I spent one night. No, it was Friday night was the bus. Sorry, Friday night was the bus. We went. We had dinner together. There was only really enough time to get dinner together. Spent the night, spent the day in Vancouver hanging out with each other, and then I had a bus back home on the Saturday night.
Oh, that sounds
and so like
nice.
The first time meeting her, it was like, okay, cool. We have 2 hours to get dinner, and then we're in the same hotel room.
Yay!
That was super fun. It was like
Nice.
it was like
That sounds nice.
it was like we'd always been friends with each other. But I've had the most like random encounters with people. There was an artist when I was living in Japan. There was an artist I followed on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and I was checking her Instagram feed, and she was like, "I'm going to go to Japan for a week. On this day, I'm going to be in Kyoto. Are any of my followers in Kyoto?"
I feel like that's so dangerous.
I know, right? But I was just like, poggers aren't friends.
That's a little yabayo.
Right, like you could
so-
be totally flooded with just people who are trying to find you. Like,
Yeah. Well,
seems
I
scary.
DM'd her. I DM'd her, and I was like, but I had followed her stuff for quite a while. Like, if there's one thing that I'm good at, it's being consistent. So, like, I
Okay.
had been following her work for like 4 years or 5 years, like all the way through like high school and stuff. And so I messaged her, and she like recognized my username and stuff. And I'm friends with some people that are friends with her too, which is a little bit of a good sign too if you're meeting someone online, if you like know their friends.
right.
And like I messaged her, and I was like, "Hey, I live in Nagoya, but I can get over to Kyoto, and I speak Japanese." So she was like, "Oh yeah, sure, let's meet up then." And I was like, "Oh my god, you said yes."
Here we go. Here
Let's
we go.
Yeah, and she was like the coolest artist person ever, like super duper cool style. We went and met up at a cafe in the morning. We both got there super early. We wound up going to there's a Meiji style village museum kind of thing. It's called the Toei Park, and that's where they film some of like the historical dramas and some of the hero shows and stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes.
So we went there together, and we got to see a Kamen Rider show. It
Yes.
was really, really cool, and walked around and like looked at the old buildings, took pictures and stuff. And then we wound up going to a really famous cafe that has like, it's Kyoto, and so Kyoto's really famous for matcha. And so it just had like a whole bunch of matcha dishes, and we had to wait in line for like 45 minutes because it was super duper busy.
Oof.
But it was really cool because I was just like, oh, neat, cool. I got to hang out with like artist person that I've been following for a really, really long time
so
online, and we just happened to be in
cool.
the same area together. But yeah, I'm the type of person that like if I'm going somewhere and there's an event or something, I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna be here. If anyone wants to be here too, I'm gonna be here. Which is dangerous
Sick,
sometimes,
sick.
but so far nothing bad has happened.
No, and that's fair. And I feel like, I don't know, Mama Rune and Papa Rune are both rather old school. So they always poo-pooed the idea of like meeting people online, or even just like sharing anything about yourself to a stranger online, because it's like, oh, you're just gonna be kidnapped or whatever. So I never made any close friends online.
Never, ever. Well, DM, I guess we're just gonna have to
Never.
kidnap someone else for pancakes. Dang.
Oh,
Listen,
unlucky.
it's different now.
Unlucky.
It's different now.
Unlucky.
But I want pancakes.
I like how her defense isn't, oh, but we're friendos. It's, I want
but I love pancakes.
That's the point she focused on. All right, that's fine. I see how it is.
Harune, I will make you my patented Pikachu pancakes with chocolate powder for the design on them.
Can you stop flexing on me for one moment, DM, please?
What? I have the pattern for it. Excuse me.
Listen, she has the abilities. Why hold her
What?
back?
I have so many hobbies, Kai. I have so many hobbies. I'm stuck inside. Please let me out. I have so many hobbies.
Unlucky.
But yeah, so I had never met any online friends, or never made any online friends that I would like, that I've like kept to this day, that I would even be able to meet in person, until VTubing. Until VTubing. Now there's so many people I want to meet in person. And I just like, it's a very new feeling for me. So when I think about it, I get all like giddy inside, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I have all these friends that I really want to meet, and like I can't wait to hug, and just like all these people I just want to like eat with and spend time with and like laugh with, because I know like, because like I had done, so my friends in high school were really into Homestuck.
Oh,
and
Hamsteak.
I'm so sorry.
But I never was. I never got into it. But they did.
Kai, where's your bucket?
No, I wasn't into it.
Oh, what?
I'm just sorry she had friends like that.
I'm the only recovered Homestuck in this call.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had friends like that.
Sorry. But
oh well.
They did invite me to like, I remember one in particular. I don't actually know how many they invited me to, but I know I went to one Homestuck meetup. And I think that was
sorry.
I mean, it was interesting because they were all painted gray, and
yeah, the trolls. Oh my goodness, sorry.
But you know, I had at that point I had been to conventions before, so like cosplaying was not a new thing to me. So I didn't really think much of it. But I think so like I had been witness to like online friends meeting up for the first time, and like the excitement and just like, you know, the giddiness of it all. Although like at that age, like, because we were early mid high school, so kids are kind of awkward at that time.
Yeah,
like,
just a little bit.
Yeah, like they might have been like super enthused online, but like in person they like don't know what to say, so they like don't say anything, and it's like super quiet and like occasionally awkward.
I remember those years.
Oh my goodness.
You have some people that are just like, you meet them in person, you're like, but you always have like 10 exclamation points whenever you talk, and here you are, and you're just like, hi.
Pretty much exactly. And then they'll like message afterwards and be like, "Oh, it was so cool to meet you, but I was like so nervous I couldn't say anything." And you're like, "Bruh, don't do that. Don't do that. We have a limited time together." But I just know that, you know, now I feel like it'll be different. You know? There's something in me bones says.
I mean, like, it's really fun when you meet someone that you've like only really talked to online. Like I went and spent Thanksgiving at a friend's place, and it was like a whole bunch of Overwatch friends that I hadn't met in person before, and so like meeting them, it was just like, oh, that's the face the voice goes with, kind of thing, right?
That's so exciting. I love that.
But like that level of surprise. But then I went last year. I went to Philadelphia and stayed with a friend of mine that was from Overwatch, and it was our first time meeting. And she had already met up with like some of her teammates and some other people, because it was the Overwatch Grand Finals. We were all meeting up for the Overwatch Grand Finals. And she went to get me at the airport, and I was like, I saw her, and I was just like, Ray, hi, kind of thing. And I was talking to her later because she was talking about like, oh, the disconnect, like, oh, she thought that this person would be like this, and she thought this person would be like this. And I was like, oh, what about me? What about me? And she's like, well, I saw you come out of like the airport terminal. I was like, oh, that's her. I was like, man, where's my disconnect? And she's like, no, I saw you. And I was like, oh, of course that's her. You're exactly as I thought you'd be.
That's kind of nice though, to know that like your looks don't disappoint. You know what I mean? Like that's
looks don't disappoint.
That's like a thing for me where I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what if people like meet me for the first time and they're like, man, Harune looks like this. Like this is Harune.
Yeah, bruh. People see me and they're like, short, energetic, and loud. That must be her.
But that's exciting. Kai, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Somehow or other, of the 5 friends that I talked about earlier, somehow all 5 of them were... Let me put it in perspective. You see this height difference between me and DM?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened 5 times.
Well, what do you
Somehow,
expect? You're
all 5
tall.
of them,
That's a
they
gift
they
from
don't
Jim.
really know each other. Only Sky and Udo know each other, but all 5 of them are just very
Short.
Vertically challenged.
short.
Well, Kai
young
really
ladies.
has a way of like finding people. Hey, Harune.
He's like, I don't know. Kai has very.
I mean, we're status quo right now.
Yeah. 4 out of 5
Listen.
of them were young, like not young, but like short Asian ladies too. So it was like
Bruh.
it
Bruh.
was the same reaction every time. Like every time we met,
Everybody's just
they
like,
do the thing where their like chin touches the sky, and they're just like, "Wow, you really are tall, aren't you?"
I'll just kick you in the stomach so you're down at my height.
Yeah, Kai, I'll just make a point to not mention anything about your height when I meet you.
I can do the
Yeah.
leg sweep thing. I had a
Or-
friend try to do that once, and I reversed it on him, and he fell down.
That's
Oh,
exciting.
dear.
Or I might
Yeah,
just be
like,
like, you're
what-
not as tall as I expected.
When I'm like,
Wow,
you
you're
know,
short.
for an Asian, I'm standing at 6'1", and they're all like 5'0" or whatever, and they're all just
Yeah.
like,
Nothing.
"Wow,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
5'2".
you are tall."
So what I'm hearing is when we do offline meetup eventually, is I'm going to be wearing the 5-inch platforms.
My knees are in danger. My shins are in danger. I'm doomed. Goodbye.
I'll bring one of those like folding scooter thingies that you have in like preschool. No.
Oh my
preschool.
gosh, the ones that like hit your ankles
Yeah, the
all
ones
the
you,
time.
the scooter boards, like the
Oh,
ones you go
those.
against the floor. We'll just get some of those, and then get some bungee cords. And after I knock you out, then you'll be shorter than me, and we'll pull you along to the sushi restaurant.
Byungi cord.
Byungi cord. It'll be Byungi Kai.
Byungi cord.
DM's just gonna be the same thing over again for me. It's just gonna be the same thing.
I'm not even gonna look up at you. I'm gonna look straight ahead. I'm not even
She'll
gonna
look
look
straight
up.
at your shins.
Yeah, I'll just look at your shins and be like, ah, my weapon.
My target. Lock on.
Locked on.
Somehow,
You'll have a quick time event in order to avoid it. Good luck.
I don't think I've ever actually met any male online friends in real life.
Shame. Should change
If I have
that.
and I've forgotten, I'm so sorry. But it's like, I'm trying to think. The dudes just don't want to meet in real life. They don't care.
Wait, so you've offered and they've been like, nah.
Just no one brings it up between dudes.
I don't think that's a dude thing to bring up. Like, you've got to be the one to bring it up.
Yeah, you have to invite them.
I know, but like, I have never initiated that conversation. Like, all 5 of them was like by happenstance. It's just like, oh, we happen to be going to the same place, then let's meet up, kind of thing. None of it was actually planned. Like, yo, we should totally meet up, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, if you say it in that kind of tone, then they're not going to meet up. You have to be like, yo, let's totally meet up. Try that next time, okay?
Yeah, be like
Let me
2
know how it
octaves
goes.
higher and,
I've met
oh
like
my
male
gosh, guys,
friends.
we've got to meet up!
Like, I've met my guild leaders, but the guild leader was more of like my friend's friend than my friend, because I was introduced to the guild.
So it's like
So-
an accident.
It was more like, it was an acquaintance. It was the level of an acquaintance.
Okay, yeah.
But like, personal friend at that level is like, yeah, I don't know why.
Well, I'm waiting with bated breath for the day I get to meet so many friendos and hug them. I am excited.
Oh,
Yes.
one day when we can go outside again. One day.
Someday.
Yeah,
Also,
not being able to go outside has really thrown a wrench in my plans. Like, I
Same.
was supposed to meet Foss,
Yes, I remember this.
and I was so ready to like headbutt Nuzzle, and I had to
Aw.
cancel. It really bummed me out. It was not cool.
I was supposed to be in Japan this month.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
Why are you laughing at me?
I
Wait, why am I
don't know. I don't know.
This is how it
why.
always goes, chat.
I'm
This is how it always goes, viewers. This is how it always goes.
Chat's a banned word. That's 10 push-ups. So I'm actually by the time this podcast episode is up, this will have already happened. But Tuesday night, I'm actually going to be meeting up with one of my online friends because she's moving.
Wow.
And so I haven't seen her in a year. The last time I saw her was I have a whole bunch of online friends that I've met through like Overwatch, and so she was in that circle. And so I stayed over at her house for like convention stuff, and she stayed over at my house for convention stuff. And so she was like, "Hey, I'm moving, and we're gonna be staying nearby you." And I was like, I'll convince Mom DM. I'll buy her dinner if she'll drive me over there. So yeah, I get to have dinner with her tomorrow night. So I'm really excited.
Yay! Big parties! You'll have to tell us how it goes.
Yeah.
I also have to make a slight correction.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did that whole thing where I advertised the Let's React stream with Teacup on Wednesday.
That's gonna be Wednesday. Early is gonna be when the podcast goes up, and then at night it should be when you're.
Given our track record, people are probably gonna be seeing this Thursday.
So if
you Wednesday or Thursday?
Unlucky.
Yeah, okay, depends, because we always plan to have the episode up on Wednesday, and somehow we always land on Thursday instead. If you're watching this on a Thursday, come stop by tonight. If you're seeing this Thursday, you missed it last night.
Wait,
So
no,
if
you're seeing it on a Wednesday, come check it out tonight. If you're seeing it on a Thursday, you've missed it.
What did I say?
You said
You
Thursday
said
twice. We heard two different things. I heard Thursday twice.
I heard
So
Thursday
there we go,
twice.
viewers. They don't listen to me. Both of them weren't paying attention.
Okay. Wednesday night is when Kai is doing the React thing. If this podcast is on Thursday, then go to Kai's stream and watch his archives so that you can see what the results of that React were.
Oh, it's going to be a dumpster fire, I promise you. I mean, yeah.
If
you're watching this now on a Thursday, it was a dumpster fire, I promise you now.
If the podcast goes up on Wednesday, check out Kai's stream tonight. There we go.
Yay! Yattazi!
No.
Kai ate his microphone. He will unfortunately no longer be able to speak for the rest of the podcast. That's
Little.
Harune. Hi.
This is how we.
Yahinga
dinga durgan. Is this how we're ending the podcast?
I think
guess
so.
it is. I guess that's how we do it.
For those of you who are listening, we're recording this a little bit later than we normally would for the episode. So
and I just
if
drove.
any different? That's because why?
I drove like
I'm
3 hours.
I'm bouncing between trying to be careful with how loud I speak and like getting really excited. I can see my waveforms on Audacity, and it's all over the place. I'm so sorry, Cable, if you have to edit this. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has to edit it. You did
Unlucky.
this to him, Kai.
I think you can actually take your waveforms and shrink them. Because I actually have to enlarge mine. Mine are too small. I'm too quiet today.
I've got some that are really small and some that are really like peaking, and that's what he complained about last episode when he was editing.
Oofy doodles.
Kai has dynamic range.
I'll get a nice mic. I'll get a proper mic, not this broken headset mic one day.
Listen, I already told you about
it. If you want to up the quality of the GHK Radio podcasts, go support Kai.
Yeah.
Go support Kai. Or support me, and then I'll buy Kai a microphone and send it to him.
I already threatened to do that.
I can do that. I'll do that.
Guys, donate to Kai. Buy him some coffees. Do whatever. Label it mic money.
Yes.
And
Magic Mike.
Magic
label it
Mike money.
Magic Mike. 3 episodes in a row. This is happening third time.
Please donate money and just type the note for the donation should be Magic Mike for Kai's Magic Mike, okay? I will be so happy.
Magic Mike.
So happy. If you're gonna do gift subs or like bits and such, and it lets you have like the message you put in, just say for Kai's Magic Mike, okay?
For Magic Mike.
I didn't know you were into that. Wow.
No, it's for you.
Yeah, you're into that.
That never even crossed my mind. You're the one who brought it up. Wow, both these ladies brought it. Oh, I'm learning so much tonight. I almost said chat again. I'm learning so much tonight.
No, you know what? To be honest, I only learned about Magic Mike through my friend's mom.
Yep, same.
I only learned about it because of that one TV commercial for that one movie with Channing Tatum.
What?
Magic Mike?
Wasn't it like Magic Mike XXL or something? It was like a...
I don't know. I didn't watch him. You were the one that watched him.
I've never seen it either, but it was like a movie that came out or something, and
we need like a thumbnail image. Kai's secrets unveiled.
the TV commercial aired like when I was watching cartoons for some reason, so...
That's really unfortunate. That's not where it should be.
No, I mean, if that's that time slot, what cartoons were you watching, sir?
I'm pretty sure it was SpongeBob. That's like the only thing that airs on YTV now.
Oh my goodness, SpongeBob! I
But
can't believe it.
SpongeBob,
Oh,
though.
actually, you know what? I've met like the hosts for the YTV thing like so many times.
Carlos?
No, PJ Phil.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't sound so disappointed. That's so rude.
Oh. I'm sorry,
Bruh.
PJ Phil, if you're watching
Bruh.
this, because we might. He guests at a lot of local conventions. I'm so sorry if you eventually find this, sir.
But
I'm
does he listen to
sorry.
GHK Radio?
If he does,
I mean,
he will
he
stop
could have
after
been
this
a fan,
episode
but this
because
is his
you've
final
insulted his
episode now
face.
because you just ruined it.
Hmm.
Well,
I'm so
Correct.
sorry, sir, that you're not Carlos.
Bruh. Bruh.
you can't just
Bruh.
say you're not Carlos.
I'm
Look,
sure
I
he
grew
knows
up
he's
with
not
Carlos
Carlos.
on YTV. Leave me alone.
Never.
do you- And
Oh,
with that,
YTV is the youth TV.
oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't know
Yeah,
what
it's like
YTV
it's like
is.
Cartoon Network, but it's the Canadian version.
あ、なるほど。
Yeah. Yeah. I think
What a way to end it. Wow.
it's just us insulting each other.
Have we not been canceled already?
Episode 2, we're going strong, guys. Thank you all so
So-
much. Yes, go ahead.
Show support for the show by tweeting hashtag Kai is canceled. Thank you.
No, it's
Oh.
hashtag GHK Radio.
Oh. Yes. Right.
We
Hashtag-
actually have a hashtag now.
Hashtag
yeah,
Kai
yeah.
is canceled. That is the hashtag. If you've seen the listen to or seen the episode.
Yeah. Show your support for episode 2 by typing hashtag Kai is canceled. And you know what? As you've shilled the link, it made me remember, and I feel really bad about this now. I'm so sorry. Someone actually did put in a comment or a question for Curious Cat for GHK Radio, which I don't know if we
Answer
should
that,
address
answer
now. Should we?
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
We still have,
There was
like,
actually
9
also
minutes.
feedback that 2 hours was too long, and I'm looking at our timer and I'm like, ooh.
We're almost at 2 hours. Yeah.
I blame Kai. It's Kai's fault.
Ignoring listener feedback since day one. Let's do it.
It was not
let's
intentional.
go.
We just want to address things. I promise.
Okay, Curious Cat.
Real
Curious
talk.
Cat.
It's just so much fun talking to these two. Like, despite what we've heard for the last 2 hours, I'm having fun here.
So someone said,
Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
no, I'm having fun.
I'm having fun.
So it says
That's
for
what they say.
GHK, how do you all know each other? How did you become good enough friends to want to start a podcast together?
Oh,
Oh.
that's a great question. So I really looked up to Kai's channel. I thought it was really interesting with like since he made his own live TD avatar, and I really liked watching the art stuff and the different art things that he had done. So I would lurk in his channel a bit, and then wound up like chatting and such. And then as for Harune, I'm friends with a mutual friend of hers, and so I actually like lurked in quite a few of your streams, but our time zones are a bit different, so it's a little hard for me to hop in on the morning ones because I'm usually working. But I got messaged by the mutual friend who was like, "Hey, Harune's going to be starting a podcast. Would you be interested in joining it?" And I was like, "Yeah, Harune's a super sweetie. I want to join." So yeah, that's how I know about this.
Yay!
Cool.
Listen, she said she looked up to your channel. I don't know why you sound so down.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't down. I was like, oh, kind of thing.
That was like, cool. That
Yeah.
was super
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
wow, so inspiring, so
Yep.
cool. I'm sorry, Kai. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kai.
After he said it was so much fun talking to us. All right, go ahead, Kai. Go ahead.
We gotta prove him wrong.
How did I... Let me think. I actually was introduced to Harune's streams when I was actually on Twitter, and I saw Denwa. Denwa Box? Yes, Den-chan. He was making a joke about a tweet that you made, and was like, someone should draw this, and I'm like, I'm a drawy person, I should draw this.
I'm a drawy
So
person.
I was actually just watching your VODs to like find out what you were like to draw it, and I was like, wow, this person's actually pretty poggers. Because I just learned what the word poggers meant, because I'm not a Twitch person at all.
Pretty
So
pog.
I was like, wow, this person's pretty poggers. So I ended up stopping by a few of your like actual streams, and you at the time you're playing Kind Words, and it had a vibe that I really enjoyed. So I kind of used you as like kind of inspiration on how I want my streams to feel for my viewers.
That's so nice. What the heck?
Yeah, like I wanted that same kind of feeling, but yeah, and I just was a viewer. We weren't even friends at that point. I was like small time viewer. You were big famous streamer person.
No,
and
not big or famous.
Oh my gosh, I will never get to actually interact with the Harune. Oh, look how tall that pedestal is that I put her on. Wow. And I think you were like asking a question about emotes at one point, and I like was
Biddy
answering.
emotes. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that was like the first actual interaction between us. And then I forgot who, but one of us shared a picture of food. The other one responded with a picture of food. And it basically our DMs is literally just like, "Hey, what'd you eat today?"
Food.
Cool, this is what I ate today. That's all that happens between us.
What's your noms?
Every
Pick chow.
single day. It's just, "Hey, what did you eat? You better have taken pictures." Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to bring this story up again about DM, but I'm so sorry.
Uh-oh.
You know the story. I've told you the story.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Uh-oh.
Yeah. In my head, a bunch of VTubers were all just kind of lumped together as Cable's friend. Specifically,
I've known
it was
Cable for like 2 years though, so
yeah,
fair.
It was like I knew you as, oh hey, you're Cable's friend, and I knew Nane as, oh hey, she's Cable's friend, and who else? It wasn't just, who was it I was mistaking you for?
Aqua?
Who was the one in who was the one in the league tournament?
I think that was Nane.
Was it Nane?
Yeah, I think you were mistaking me for Nane.
Yeah, because it wasn't Capri. It wasn't Capri. It
Okay,
wasn't.
To be fair, Nane and I both are don't eat meat, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's it.
I didn't even know that about you until like much later. It was literally just like, oh hey,
okay.
it's girl DM, and I thought,
slid a
oh hey,
convenient
wow.
excuse over to you, but never mind. Okay, never mind. I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm
it's Cable's friend from the
Hi,
tournament, and
I'm
then
Nane.
DM was just like, I was not in the tournament. I was like, oh,
Oh.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
Big
So
whoops.
actually, when I first met you is a bit of a blur to me. I don't know.
Because you don't even know.
Because apparently the first interaction I remember was with Nane.
I was a fan. I was like in your chat, and I was like, "Wow, this guy's pretty cool. This stream's pretty cool." But you just thought it was Nane instead, and now I DM you stuff like, "Haha, serves you right. I hope you drink more Mecco."
Exactly. You ended up making fun of me. I ended up making fun of you, and that's kind of been our dynamic ever since.
Yep.
And
He sounds nice.
Find you a friend you're comfortable enough to insult.
Go suck toes, guy. Harune, how did you meet us?
Well, actually, I got tipped off about Kai doing that drawing that he saw the tweet from Denchan.
Ooh.
So
Yes.
someone had actually DM'd me and was like, yo, someone's drawing you. I was like, oh my gosh, really? Like, that never happens. So, I was like, on stream, no less. So I hopped in, and, I very similar experience to Kai. I really liked the vibe. Like, you were just really casually chatting to the viewers there, and you were sort of like, I don't know, I'm a big fan of, like, self-deprecating jokes. There was, like, plenty of that there.
She liked how bad I was. She liked how much I sucked.
Not at all.
Got it.
I just liked how you,
How much I highlighted the fact that I suck. Got it.
No, that you didn't, like, you didn't, like, see yourself as a high and mighty streamer. Like, you were just like, chat, please help. Like, I don't know how to draw. And I'm like, yo, I feel that way with piano every day. So I, like, put in a Harune Peak emote, and the first thing he did was, I think he, like, table slammed and then just went, who told her? All right, chat, who told her?
Every time I draw a VTuber, they show up midway into the drawing. You weren't the first, and you weren't the last. Like, I'm just like, I was so sick of it. I'm like, every surprise I try to make.
What if you're a summoner? What if you're a summoner? The act of drawing them summons them. You have superpowers. You're like a ninja.
Yeah, I drew Gargura, and like other members of Hololive liked it. Gargura didn't like it.
No, that's because she was lurking.
Was she lurking?
She was too
really?
shy to say anything.
She wasn't lurking.
Oh,
Please.
I'm a mod. I'm a mod. I would have known. It was
You're
her
not-
secret account. It was her secret account.
Oh, I thought you meant you were a mod of Gargura. I was like,
No, I'm a mod on your channel, sir. Sir, I'm a mod on your channel. As evidenced by the time that I said, hey, mod me, Kai. Mod me. And Kai was like, oh, okay, I'll mod you. So I banned Rena and Cable.
Oh my gosh.
and Kai was like, wait, no, I thought you were nice.
I remember this.
And then you didn't take away the mod sword, so I'm still a
No.
mod.
I mean, you gave me a sword on your channel, so I was like, I guess I'll let you keep yours.
But yeah.
So, how did
And
you
then-
meet Dia?
Wait, I just want to add really quickly, Kai, that I came for as many as your Love Esquire streams as I possibly could.
Oh
gosh.
Like, I have very fond memories of those streams. It was
Oh
art
my-
streams and Love Esquire streams. I would lurk in those.
I'm so sorry that it just kind of
No,
stopped.
no. Actually,
You gotta finish it.
no, I don't think I lurked. I think I actually participated. Like those, your streams were like one of the few streams that I actually felt compelled to interact in, like as a viewer.
I'm gonna be honest. The first streams I remember you actually interacting in were the Nier Automata ones. I don't remember much interaction between us during Love Esquire.
I might have only just like interacted here and there with like a member of chat, but like I would like this was definitely also during a time where I was doing like feel so dumb. I would like watch a stream and like exercise at the same time.
I mean, you still do that, but go on.
Hush. But yeah, so like I do remember like specifically doing like crunches and having your stream up.
Crunches with Kai.
crunches and leg ups.
No, this was way
remember
before banned
specifically.
words game was a thing.
But yeah, so I do know I felt compelled to interact, but maybe it was sparingly. But I know I did because I not really felt like that eager to interact in a stream chat until seeing your streams.
Hey, I win VTuber. Yeah.
I win VTubing. And then, girl, I actually never really sat in on one of your streams, and I feel really, really bad about that. But starting strong.
I kind of came out of nowhere, by the way.
Kind of, yeah. I was sort of like blindsided, but not in a bad way. Like everything I saw about you was just like, well, first off, I just love your design. You look so fluffy and cute.
Wow, thank you.
And
Coffee,
always positive on Twitter. You hauled in quite a high viewership. Which was always impressive. Like I was just like, oh man, she's just like I don't know where she came from, but she's doing real heckin' well. And then I did see you kind of interact with our mutual friend.
Yes.
And I was like, oh man, like how did this happen? And then
friend in common, weird.
And then they were like, oh yeah, because they play the pew pew shooty games, so like League and Overwatch and all that stuff. They hang with Cable. I was like, Cable, big fan.
Big fan, Cable. Big fan.
Big fan.
And then, yeah, I don't actually know how we started to talk, though, because I think we might have spoken before...
Very briefly.
Before GHK.
I think very briefly. Like, I stopped in a couple of your streams, I know, and then with the mutual friend as well, like, through that. I think I DM'd you a couple times, but I don't know.
But
like,
it must have been...
I don't know.
I got good vibes, though, because
exactly. I was like, oh, Harune vibes are good vibes.
Exactly. So they're like, we want to start, you want to start podcast. Who do you want as your co-hosts? And I was like, okay, well, first off, definitely Kai. And then
definitely Kai.
Secondly, I like the strong positive vibes from Girl. And they're like, yo, you want Girl? And I was like, yeah, let's get Girl. And here we be.
I thought that was just a mutual friend being like, oh, they need a third. Here, you. I didn't know they actually had been like, hey.
I feel like I might have I mean, I have to go double check, but either I suggested it or they suggested it, and I was like a very heavy-handed yes. But for sure, it was not. You were not just like thrown in last minute as like a, someone.
A filler.
We need someone to talk. Like definitely, good vibes were a very important part. Good vibes and like good connections. I guess.
Yeah, well, because like it's kind of like when you have like an online friend that's got mutual friends with people that you're really close with. It's you're kind of like, oh, this person is safe kind of feeling.
Yeah, exactly. Wanted to feel safe. I didn't want it to end up feeling like an interview. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the danger when you have guests who you don't know very well, but you look up to. Right?
It does remind me. Me and Harune also do have a mutual friend, don't we? They're not in the VTubing scene, but we do.
Oh my gosh, we do. Oh my gosh, that was shocking. Part of an outside of VTubing community that they are a part of, that Kai is also a part of, and
I was actually the moderator of that like artist community, and they like used to come to me asking for permission, like, hey, is this against the rules to post? Is this against the rules to post? And then they messaged me out of the blue, was like, are you friends with Harune? And I'm like,
and you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Small world,
we were sitting next to each other. And I had DM'd Kai something, and I put my phone down on my lap, and they just looked over and went, oh my god, I know that guy. And I was like, what?
That's amazing.
What? And they're like, no, hang on a second. And they like took my phone and they're like, nope, that's Kai. And I was like, okay.
Wow. Okay,
So,
I haven't had something like that happen.
That
That's pretty
was
amazing.
insanity. We laughed for a very long time. We laughed very hard for a very long time. But yeah. Yay! So on a more positive note, also, this is the longest GHK Radio episode that we'll have done, clocking in at 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Trust me, by episode 10, we'll be hitting 4 hours.
You're
my
welcome,
gosh,
chat
no.
viewers.
But people are already like, it's too long. No, please listen anyway. Please.
Whoever it was, whichever viewer was like, hey, 2 hours is kind of long. Could you consider shortening it? Bugger you.
Oh,
bugger you especially.
No, not bugger you. I'll just suggest pause the video when you have a chance to, and then come back to it later in between topics.
I'm teasing. Please give us a watch.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the show and you want Nova to be on as the third person, type in hashtag Kai is cancelled. And yeah, thanks for being fans of the show.
And bring in Nova.
I didn't want to bring it up on air because like I thought we'd have more like administrative talk, behind the scenes. Nova has expressed interest in, appearing in podcasts.
Yeah.
She
I'd
appeared in
love
a
to have her as a
podcast a while
guest.
back, and she was like, "Wow, podcast's fun." And one of our viewers actually did comment to her like, "Hey, when are you going to appear on GHK?" And I was like, "I will bring it up with them behind the scenes, and we'll see what happens."
In front of the scenes.
Now in front of the scenes. Here, this is the admin talk going directly to you, chat. Viewer,
yeah, you're the
listener.
first time listeners of this convo. But yeah, no, I'd love to have Nova as a guest, whether it be on our next episode or what. Like, I want to give her ample amount of time to like feel comfortable and to like have something. I mean, we all have a little bit of Japanese language background, so I think we'd be okay. I mean, Kai, you and I have talked to Nova extensively.
そうだね。別に日本語でやってれば大丈夫かな。
大丈夫と思うよ。
会話は全然平気だよ。
全然平気。ピンピンしてる。
100%理解。100%理解。
いや、
初回。
ネイティブ。
そうだな。
ネイティブ。ジャパニーズスピーカーだよ。
そうだね。
スティーブは誰?
There we go. Perfect. 完璧。
Perfect. Yep. 完璧。
完璧だよ。
感謝しますよ。
But all right, everybody. So thank you all so much for listening once again. If you have anything to say towards GHK Radio, go ahead, make a tweet, do hashtag GHK Radio.
Kai is canceled.
Hashtag Kai is canceled.
GHK Radio works too.
Also, if you have any future questions that you want us to address, like on air, put it towards my Curious Cat. There'll be links below. As well as links to my co-hosts, and myself. And yeah. And if I don't know. Should I like put in the links for like all of the cake stuff that all the
Go to
cake
the Wikipedia
research
page for red velvet cake.
But like
Yep,
it wasn't the wiki page. Like
Look, I was
actually
reading
went to, like,
along. I was
4
reading along
different-
as you were reading it
I
out
went to
loud.
4
It
different
was
cake
beat for
websites.
beat.
We'll
It
figure
was
it out.
beat
We'll figure
for
it out.
beat.
Check out
Bruh.
the description to see if there's interesting links to things. If you're interested in seeing more, if you'd like to get visit our Twitch pages, don't forget to hit the follow button, like and subscribe. Also follow us on Twitter. We're very interesting. I post cringe hypothetical questions. Harune posts really lovely things, and Kai posts pictures of lemons. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us.
それでは皆さんまたねバイバイ。
Bye bye.
Bye bye.